Phils and Goats will be going after one another at 7 o'clock. We are live on Tompkins Plaza, just inside the gates. Gates are open. Beautiful night for baseball again here in Baseball Town. Again, Reading and Hartford getting set to square off against one another alongside my broadcast partner, Jake Starr. My name is Bob McCool, and the man in the middle is our guest tonight, and he is the acting manager for the Phils. He's been their hitting coach all season long, of course, but he is acting manager in the absence of Al Padrique. He'll be back with the team on Tuesday. But Tyler Henson, let's just talk a little bit first about last night's game. Cannot skip the biggest piece of the puzzle, which was an absolutely brilliant performance last night by Tyler Phillips.
Yeah, Tyler threw the ball very well. He gave us six no-hit innings. Gave us a chance to score as many runs as we could. Obviously, the offense was 1 for 10 with guys in scoring position last night. We just didn't get it done to pick him up.
The decision to take him out. Obviously, at that point in time, you said it, 6 innings, no hits. He had struck out 9. He had 73 pitches. What went into the decision that it was the right time to take him out?
Well, just him coming off injury of last year, and he had an inning limit last night of being 6 innings, and he got his work in, and he did what he was supposed to do.
And then you talked about the offense. I want to flash back 2 nights ago. The offense had one of its best performances of the season. It seemed like aggressiveness kind of was the theme of that game. They were jumping on pitches early, but when they had to be patient against a guy like Gabriel Hughes, they were. So when you're working with these hitters, is it more a situation-by-situation basis, or do you go into some games saying tonight, this is the guy we can be aggressive of, or this is the guy that walks a lot of guys, so we need to be more patient and wait for our pitch?
Yeah, exactly. I think Hughes was the type of guy that likes to challenge a lot of teams with his fastball, and we're one of those teams that like to hit the fastball. So the matchup was good for us night one, and we were hunting the fastball, and we got good swings off on it.
You work tirelessly with these guys in hitting. They lead the Eastern League in hitting. They've led the Eastern League in hitting all season long. Do you even pay attention to that, or are you still so focused on each individual guy's particular approach that you don't really pay attention to that aspect of the statistics?
No, I pay attention to a lot of the team stuff, but mostly the day-to-day is individual based. But when the lights turn on, it's all team-based. We got to execute situations when we need to execute them, and the guys have done a good job this year with it.
I feel like one of the names that has kind of slid under the radar maybe publicly has been Matthew Kroon, because everyone looks at this team, they look at Johan Rojas, Carlos De La Cruz, Ethan Wilson, who are all having terrific seasons, but I think no one's been more consistent than Matt Kroon has been so far this year, and he's a guy who's coming off missing all of 22 with an injury pretty much, just played 2 games that year. Coming off that injury, just how impressive has it been how he's been able to kind of just look like he's not missed a beat, and he really has just been so steady all year?
Yeah. I mean, I can go back to 22, just to start the year here. He was on a mission. He was one of the best players on the field, and, the injury happens, but it didn't set him back mindset-wise. He comes back ready to go. He's the type of guy, when the lights turn on, it's full throttle all the time. And he's actually done everything that we've asked of him, which is great, and he's been very consistent.
Well, we've talked to Al Padrique about Matthew Kroon. He talks a lot about the fact that he's learning to play a new position, playing at third base. How much is that impactful from your angle in terms of hitting? Because sometimes the guys will take the bat with them in the field, sometimes they'll take the glove with them to the bat. How much does that play into it?
Not a whole lot. I mean, not with a guy like Kroon. Kroon played infield in college. He has experience there, so it's not too foreign for him, but my biggest thing is just keeping him in a positive mindset on the offensive side. If he's going to make errors defensively here and there, but you know what, everybody does, so what? So you got to throw him out the window, and then when you get in the box, you get in the box ready to hit.
Newcomer in Reading this week in Casey Martin, just caught up from Jersey Shore on Monday. Early returns have been really strong on Martin. Had the home run last night, 2 hits a couple nights ago. He's flashed terrific speed, arm strength, great ability in the field. But just starting specifically of him as a batter, what have you liked what you've seen from him so far?
I like the changes that he's made throughout the winter. His swing's gotten a little bit more compact, shorter. He's willing to use the other side of the field, which is right field for him. And he's starting to develop as a hitter. The power stuff will come here and there, but as long as he can continue to progress as a complete hitter and play shortstop the way he plays shortstop, he's going to be a good player.
Yeah, he had the home run last night, and that's there. Even though he doesn't look like the biggest guy in the world, he does have some pop. But the knock on him has been contact, strikeouts, too many strikeouts. He seems to have cut that back to some degree. He's done that very well here. Obviously, the batting average is better. But how does a player who has that knock that he strikes out too much and has to change that approach? It's not the easiest thing in the world to change.
It's really not. I think it's just, you got to get to the point where you trust the people that are giving you the information and telling you what you need to improve on. I think he's done a good job. Obviously, Brock Stassi down in Lakewood, the hitting coach there, has worked tirelessly with him to keep him going, and he's done a great job with him.
Brock Stassi, of course, another former member of the Phillies organization as a player, but another name to kind of bring up here is Johan Rojas, and the scouting reports on him coming into the year where the defense is there, the defense is major league ready. I know as of this week he led all of minor league baseball center fielders with 14 defensive runs saved, but they always said the next step was going to be as a hitter, and it seems like we're nearly halfway through the season, and it seems like that next step has come from Johan Rojas. He has shown he can hit for power. He's shown he can drive the ball to the gaps, get extra bases, but you've worked with him now for a good bit. What has been the biggest improvement that maybe we don't see on the field from Rojas in his, whether it's discipline or approach so far?
Yeah, I think its approach is the one thing, but it's consistency in his work. He comes in every day ready to go. He's got a solid routine that he goes through pretty much every day, and he's asking the right questions now. He's learning. He's just developing as a hitter, which is awesome. And obviously the results are there, which help. But I'm excited where he's at. Hopefully he can keep this going.
You were watching the Reading Fightin Phil's pregame show. Again, the Fightin Phil's and Hartford Yard Goats. We're talking with hitting instructor Tyler Henson. Tyler, at the beginning of the year, I'm talking to you about Carlos De La Cruz, who I know I don't want to say he's become a kind of a special project for you, but in a lot of ways he has been because you work so hard with him. But at the beginning of the year, you were saying that you just thought he was the beneficiary of some good bounces, that you thought there was more in the tool shed for Carlos De La Cruz. Is he getting closer to that point where you thought he would be? Because he is having a really solid year.
Yeah, he's having a solid year, but I think he's just shown flashes of it so far. He hasn't really put together that long stretch of what he's really capable of doing. Carlos is that type of guy where teams come in, they're gonna game plan against him, and they're gonna treat him like he's the guy in the lineup, and same with Rojas. But he's getting better and better each day with sticking to a plan and having a solid approach every at bat. And when he does that, good things happen because he can leave the ballpark anywhere, right field, center, left, wherever. So, I mean, he's shown flashes of what he can do. I'm still just waiting on that long stretch.
And now you look at this group as a whole, 9 games left to play in the first half of the season. Obviously, once you hit that next Sunday in Portland, everything kind of resets in terms of record. What's the message to the group in terms of how you want to finish this first half?
I think it's just kind of a fresh start for the whole group. Offensively we've done good, and there's been days that the pitching's done outstanding. But as a whole, we got to start just putting it all together, eliminate some of the mistakes that we've made early in this first half. That's cost us some games. But this clubhouse, there's a lot of fighters in there. They like to have fun. I'm not worried about them, man. They work hard, so we'll be all right in the second half.
I want to talk to you a little bit about that work ethic because we've tried to have you out on a pregame show. I can't tell you how many times, and you're always in a tunnel. You're always working with the hitters. Is that the norm, or is it this group that just likes to work that hard that costs you so much time?
Well, you always hope it's the norm, but it's really not. These guys like to hit, and they like to hit a lot. If there's any downtime, it's, hey, Henny, can we get the machine going? Like, can we do this? Can we do that? So I love it. I think hitters just want to hit. So it's a whole group of guys that just want to get down there and master their craft.
This may be a goofy question, but I watch what the other teams do and what you do in terms of batting practice on the field. Sometimes, almost every other team does it with a pitching machine. Sometimes you use a pitching machine. More often than not, it's either you or Ray Ricker, or sometimes it's Al throwing BP. Obviously, I would assume that's your preference, and what's the mindset of that?
I think it just kind of reflects with the group of guys that you have. For me, I like arm for timing purposes. I like to be able to work the ball around the field. I think guys, if it's sometimes machine can be too grooved at times, and the adjustability in the swings aren't always there because not every BP throw is perfect. Obviously, we throw balls and everything else, but these guys, I mean, I like to do situational hitting a lot, and for these guys to learn where to look for certain pitches and zones and certain things, and it's easier to do when you're doing it with arm.
Yeah, once the pitching machine is set, it's just going to throw pitches the same way each and every time, where the human body doesn't quite work that way.
Right.
So we look ahead to tonight's game. Mick Abel back on the mound. Had a nice bounce-back outing last time out, 5 innings pitched. But you look at this staff as a whole, and the one message that I've kind of picked up from being around these guys has been they love to kind of follow up what the guy before them did. So Vargas went out, was excellent on Tuesday. Phillips went out. As hard as it was to be better than Vargas was, Phillips found a way to be pretty much almost perfect aside from the walk. So with Abel tonight, just the mentality of this group, is it something you're kind of like excited to see? All right, after what we saw from Victor and Tyler the last 2 nights, I'm super excited to see what Mick can go out there and do tonight.
Well, of course. I mean, we're always excited to see Mick on the mound, but if Mick goes out and throws his game, we're going to be in a good spot. He's just got to locate his fastball. When his fastball's on, he's going to do what he normally does.
You will probably focus more on the results of last night. You already mentioned the 1 for 10 with Manning in hitting in scoring position. But the night before, 14 runs, 16 hits, that had to be kind of fun for you to just be sitting there and have the seat on the third base side, coaching at third base. That had to be fun for you to kind of see it all erupt for one night.
Yeah, it's always fun when the guys hit, obviously, especially when you score 10 in one inning. So this is a good group, man. They keep grinding them out. As long as they keep having consistent at bats, we got a chance to do another 10-run inning, hopefully sooner than later.
We learned something. We found out that the scoreboard here, inning by inning, doesn't go to double digits. It only showed a 0 up there, so now you know moving forward. Don't forget, if you scored 10 runs and look up, that it shows 0. Look at the total, not the inning by inning.
I mean, it took 11 years between 10-run innings, but we'll see if it's a lot less of a difference here. But kind of, last time before we let you go, you look at this group as, hitters so far, and you focus on them as specifically here. They've already have, like you said, such a remarkable first half. You lead the Eastern League or top in the Eastern League in so many categories. What's the goal now? What's that next step that, okay, this offense has already been so good. What's going to take them to a whole new level moving forward?
We'll go back to what I talked about the first interview with you guys, is just staying consistent. If these guys can do that and stay consistent with their work and everything else and just go play the game the way they know they'll play the game, the results take care of themselves. And like I say, just grind out every at-bat, stick to a solid plan, and these guys will do what they need to do.
Reading Fightin' Phil's Radio Network. Again, when we come back, it'll be starting lineups and first pitch. Thanks to Tyler Henson for spending some time with us. And we'll take a timeout and back with first pitch. And thanks for listening to the Reading Fightin' Phil's pregame show. International Fireworks is the official fireworks provider of the Phillies. International Fireworks shoots every fireworks show throughout the season, including 8 Mega Blast fireworks shows. International Fireworks also provides the pregame fireworks after the national anthem at each game. International Fireworks has a nearby retail store in Douglasville, Pennsylvania, where you can purchase all of your fireworks. Visit fireworksareus.com for more information about the International Fireworks retail store in Douglasville. Thanks again to International Fireworks, the official fireworks provider of the Phillies.
Star City Boxing, located at 4760 Schuylkill Avenue in Reading, is a 501c3 non-profit boxing gym unlike any other. Our goal is not only to help you be fit, but to be the best outlet for our youth and community. We welcome anyone who wants to improve their way of life, be fit, and box competitively or non-competitively. We work with you to reach your goals in and out of the gym. Stop in and meet our stars today. Check us out and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter for upcoming events and happenings. And visit our website today at starcityboxing.org for more information on how to join, volunteer with our youth, or support our efforts in the community. Star City Boxing is a proud continued 2023 Phillies Fiesta Friday partner.
The Penn State Health St. Joseph's 67 Club is the original hospitality area at FirstEnergy Stadium. Conveniently located along the third base side, the 67 Club gives you a front row seat to all the action at the hot corner. The area is safely protected from line drives with a large see-through net. Starting at $34, groups of 20 or more can enjoy a 2.5-hour all-you-can-eat buffet. Children 4 and under are free. Visit rphils.com or call us at 610-370-BALL to reserve your group outing today.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to FirstEnergy Stadium. The Running Fight Phils, the Hartford Yard Goats, Game 3 of the 6-game homestand between the Phils and the Goats. They have split the 2 games so far in this series. Phils winning the opener 14-2, and Hartford coming back with a 7-2 victory last night in 10 innings. Alongside my broadcast partner, Jake Starr, my name is Bob McCool. The Goats at 25-33 on the season. The Fightin Phils, who will be playing as the Reading Keystones tonight on a Throwback Thursday, are 22-36. It's time for us to take a look at our Golden Oaks landscaping starting lineup for the Hartford Yard Goats. Vladimir Restituyo back in the leadoff spot tonight. He was one of the heroes last night for Hartford. He is in center field. Hunter Goodman bats second tonight. He's at first base. Grant Levine, the designated hitter, bats third. Braxton Fulford, the catcher, bats in the cleanup spot. Zach Veen, right fielder, bats fifth. Brett Boswell bats sixth. Jack Blumgren at second base tonight will bat seventh. Colin Simpson in the lineup for the first time in this series will bat eighth. And Christopher Navarro also in the lineup for the first time in this series will play at shortstop and bat ninth. And they will be facing a right-handed pitcher for the Fightin Phils, Mick Abel.
Mick Abel making his 11th start of the season. He's 2-3 with a 4.73 ERA across 10 games. 45 2/3 innings pitched, 31 hits allowed, 25 runs, 24 earned runs, 27 walks, and 53 strikeouts, a whip of 127, and ranks in the top 5 in the Eastern League with an opponent's average of 189.
The defense behind Mick Abel, Ethan Wilson is in left field, Johan Rojas is in center, Carlos De La Cruz is at first, Carlos De La Cruz is in right field, Nick Podkol is at first. Madison Stokes back in the starting lineup after a day off is at second base. The new acquisition, if you will, the new addition to the Phils, Casey Martin, who's looked really good so far, and now this will be his third start at the Fightin Phils. Matthew Kroon is at third. Cody Roberts is behind the plate catching for Mick Abel, facing Vladimir Restituyo, hitting at 278. This is the first pitch, as Hartford has done in all 3 games now in this series, fielded nicely by manager Kristen Orfeo in the third base coaching box. He'll make it a souvenir as Abel gets ahead of Restituyo, no balls and a strike. And here's a fastball that he cannot catch up to, and Abel quickly works ahead, no balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, nice fastball, 97 up in the zone, but when I say up, I mean like up to where it's hard to square one up that high.
Restituyo at 278 as he stands in. Broke up Tyler Phillips' no-hitter last night, as it was actually not off of Tyler Phillips. They took him out after 6 innings. He hit that home run off of the Tyler McKay and broke up the no-hitter in the 8th. 1 ball and 2 strikes, and he gets them to chase the breaking ball in the dirt. We saw a lot of that last night of Hartford batters going after curveballs out of the zone, especially low. Tyler Phillips got 9 strikeouts, a lot of them that way, and Mick Abel said, I could do that too.
Yeah, Tyler Phillips had that sharp breaking pitch last night that just looked terrific. He was awesome last night, and Mick Abel, similar game plan, goes 3 straight fastballs and then follows up with a breaking pitch. You know, we'll see how Cody Roberts and Mick Abel decide to sequence a, pretty good Hartford lineup.
And Hunter Goodman, who is 1 for 6 in this series, hits at 237, leads the Eastern League in home runs with 17 and in RBIs with 55. So far in this series, a single, a couple of walks, and hit by a pitch. And the 0-1 pitch is over for a called strike. Goodman doesn't think so. It's now no balls and 2 strikes to Goodman on the 86-mile-an-hour breaking pitch from Abel. That one's way up and in. Goodman was hit last night in that 10th inning rally. Took an Andrew Baker 100-mile-an-hour fastball in the upper left arm. Defense plays him straight away and deep, and there is Hunter Goodman making his first impression in this series as he drives one over the Enersys Power Alley Pub in the left center field. And the Goats jump on top for the first time early in this series on the solo home run by Hunter Goodman.
Yeah, 98 from Abel, but it was center cut right down the heart of the plate, and Goodman wasted little time missing it, hit it 402, well into, like you said, over the Enersys Power Alley Pub in left center field. But you know what? We saw something similar from Abel last time. The lone run he gave up was on a solo home run. Best kind of mistake you can make. Now we'll see how the youngster responds after a little bit of early adversity.
That'll bring up Grant Levine. Being the designated hitter, hitting at 247. He swings at the first pitch on that high fastball and can't catch up to it. 99 on the radar gun for Mick Abel. Fastball consistently plus 95 for Abel. Comes with a curveball and a good one. Also throws a slider and a change. So he's quickly ahead of Levine now, no balls and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and Levine is retired for out number 2 here in the first.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good bounce back from Mick Abel. Goes to, an off-speed pitch at 90 miles an hour, which crazy to sound, off-speed at 90, but when your fastball's 97 and then you can throw a nice little slider action like you just saw there from Abel, get a good swing and a miss.
So that brings to the plate Braxton Fulford. Fulford, this is just his 10th game since being called up from single-A Spokane. And the first pitch from Abel on the outside corner for a called strike. So there have been issues for Mick Abel in terms of his control. But so far here in inning number 1, he comes out firing strikes. And this one misses outside.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that, like we said, we talked about the control in previous starts. He's throwing strikes, and the one that Goodman hit out, was a strike. Wasn't the best spot for a fastball, but like we said, control's been better tonight.
Fulford checks his swing, and they say he did not go around. And Mick Abel is going to give up home runs. He's a power pitcher. Power pitchers can give up home runs. That's part of it. Sometimes it's just power on power, and Hunter Goodman has some of the best power in the Eastern League as Fulford fouls this one out of play. But he has Hunter Goodman absolutely killed the Phils in the 2 series prior to this. So far, Redding's held him pretty well in check. That's the first real damage he's done. And to Jake's point, if it's a solo home run, the Phils can pretty much live with that.
Yeah, without a doubt. Definitely. I mean, solo home runs, those are the mistakes you want to make because it means you're keeping other guys off the base paths. 2
balls and 2 strikes now to Braxton Fulford with 2 outs here at the top of the first. Checks his swing, and the Fightin Phil's infielders start heading for the dugout, but they don't get the call, so now the count is 3-2. Paul Romer called the balls and strikes. Pete Talking is at first base. Jae Young Kim is at third base tonight. 3-2 pitch. Lifted foul and out of play as Fulford stays alive. Fulford, since being called up to Hartford, 222 average, a double, a home run. It was a solo home run. He is 1 for 3 in Tuesday's first game. Did not play in last night's game. So 3-2 now again to him. This one beats foul down the third base line. Justin Orfeo decided that one had a little bit too much mustard on it. He put the hand out and then pulled it right back. Said, I'm not going to boot this. I got the first one clean. Not going to run the risk on the second. So it stays 3-2.
Keep the fielding percentage at 1,000.
Correct. That one's way up high, and there is walk number 1. So Fulford, a 2-out base runner, which brings Zach Veen to the plate. Kristen Orfeo did shuffle his lineup around a little bit. He had Levine second and Goodman third. Flip-flop those 2 in the order. He had Zach Veen fourth and Braxton Fulford fifth, and flip-flop those 2 in the order prior to game time. So the move paid off with the Hunter Goodman home run. But in some ways it paid off for the Phils because it was a solo home run. As Veen steps in and takes one for a called strike. Veen, one of the top prospects in the Rockies organization, number 2 overall prospect. Still only 21 years of age, but hitting at 207 as he stands in. Abel from the stretch. Fulford dances around at first. He comes to the plate, and a breaking ball that Veen misses badly, and he's quickly ahead of Zach Veen. No balls and 2 strikes.
Now, it's a nice breaking pitch from Abel. We'll see if he goes back to that with Cody Roberts, or maybe they try and blow a fastball by Zach Veen.
So the number 2 prospect in the Phillies organization pitching to the number 2 prospect in the Rockies organization. 0-2 pitch, tapped down the first baseline. Nick Podkul will make the play himself as he tags Zach Veen out. And that'll do it for the Goats in the first. No runs, one hit. It was a solo home run by Hunter Goodman. No errors and one man left. The Phils will bat for the first time when we get back to FirstEnergy Stadium. It's 1-0 Hartford.
Gear up for Fightin Phillies season. Visit the Brentwood Industries Fightin Phillies team store at FirstEnergy Stadium or check out our online store 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at rphils.com/shop. We have a wide variety of Fightin Phillies hats, t-shirts, kids apparel, and more. Looking for something new? Check out our latest selections of Los Luchadores de Reading and Reading Hot Dogs gear, plus throwback black R-Train R-Phils attire. Root for your Fightins in style. Stop by the Brentwood Industries Fightins team store or rphils.com/shop.
ROG Orthodontics is the proud official partner of the ROG Orthodontics Fightin Phillies Kids Club. Join today at Fightins.com to get your free ROG Orthodontics Kids Club t-shirt and visit FantasticSmiles.com for more information on why ROG Orthodontics is voted #1 in Berks and Monco. ROG Orthodontics and the Fightin Phillies, two great hometown partners.
Fans, nothing beats a great day at Golden Oaks Golf Club. Located just minutes from Reading, Golden Oaks is a beautiful, award-winning golf course open to the public with perfect greens, lush fairways, and a course playing for 5 sets of tees. Bogey's Pub is open to the public with the area's best full-course menu, featuring indoor and outdoor seating and TVs to watch your favorite sports teams. Let the Golden Oaks Golf Club team cater to your need. Lunch, dinner, golf outings, parties, company events, and fundraisers. Visit our website at GoldenOaksGolfClub.com and follow Golden Oaks Golf Club and Bogey's Pub on Facebook. Golden Oaks Golf Club, where great memories are made.
Here is the Golden Oaks Landscaping starting lineup for the Fightin Phillies. Madison Stokes back in the lineup and back in the leadoff spot for the Fightins. Carlos De La Cruz bats second. Johan Rojas is third. Nick Podkol is the cleanup hitter. Matthew Kroon is fifth. Casey Martin sixth. Ethan Wilson bats seventh. McCarthy Tatum, the DH night, bats eighth. And Cody Roberts bats ninth. Madison Stokes, as I said, the night off last night and an 0 for 3 on Tuesday. So obviously he's looking for his first hit of the series, hitting at .262 on the season. And facing left-handed pitcher Joe Rock. First pitch is a ball. The second is hit down the first baseline and fair. It will roll all the way into the bullpen, and Madison Stokes will roll into second base. I think the Goats thought it was a foul ball. Jae-Young Kim was right there. He said it was fair, and Madison Stokes gets himself his 13th double of the season.
Yeah, I mean, look, fair or foul, you got to try and make a play. Boswell just kind of gave up on it. And I'm not saying if he gloves it, you probably don't get Stokes out. He's got good speed, but still, you probably hold him to 1 instead of 2. So, yeah, not the kind of play you want to see to start a game, but if you're Reading, you'll most certainly take it.
So Stokes now tied with Matthew Kroon for team high in doubles with 12 as Carlos De La Cruz stands in. And De La Cruz takes the first one low. Left-handed pitcher and a top prospect for the Rockies, Joe Rock, on the mound for Hartford.
It's the first time he's seeing Reading this year. He was on the IL for a month and a half from April 8th until May 23rd, so very limited action.
De La Cruz lasso down the first base line, and that's fair. Stokes will round third. He will score. Carlos De La Cruz on his wheels. He's going round in second, and he is headed to third. The throw is not in time. Carlos De La Cruz with a triple, and the Phils tied up at 1.
Yeah, show those wheels off, Carlos De La Cruz. Definitely the beneficiary there of some longer legs. The first triple of the season for Carlos De La Cruz. And 2 balls, neither hit particularly hard. That one 93 off the bat, but just sneaks down a line, and Carlos De La Cruz drives in a run.
1 down the left field line for Stokes, 1 down the right field line for De La Cruz. And here comes Johan Rojas, RBI number 32 on the season for Carlos De La Cruz, his first triple of the season. As Rojas steps in with now a man on third base and nobody out. Phils have tied it at 1. Rojas takes the first pitch over for a called strike. When Carlos De La Cruz realized he was going to try for a third, the distance in his stride is about 8 feet. I mean, those legs are so long. He picks up a lot of ground in a hurry. Pitch to Rojas is low for a ball.
Just the 9th triple in the career of Carlos De La Cruz. Had 2 last year, 1 at Jersey Shore, 1 at Reading. And yeah, aside from that, actually no, just the 7th in his career. 2 in 2022 and 4 in 2019.
Rojas rolls it to third. They'll look home but go with a first instead. Boswell thought about coming home, decided to get the sure out, and Carlos De La Cruz will come across. It's an RBI for Johan Rojas, and the Phils are on top 2-1.
Yeah, that's now a 30-game on-base streak as well for Carlos De La Cruz. But back to Rock real quick. Overall, he's 0-2, a 4.19 ERA across 5 starts. Over 19 and a third innings, 16 strikeouts, 12 walks, 15 hits allowed. Pitched against Somerset last Friday, 3 2/3, 300 runs, 2 hits, and a loss. Was a 2021 draft pick out of Ohio.
Nick Podkul now bats against the lefty and swings and misses at the first pitch. Yeah, Rock is actually a Pennsylvania native from Sewickley. Played his high school baseball at Hopewell High School. Comes with the 0-1 pitch to Podkul, and that's over for a called strike. Nick at .292 on the season. 4 doubles and triples, 7 home runs, 21 RBIs. He's 3 for 9 so far in this series. Now sits in an 0-2 hole. 1 out here in the first. Base is empty. Podkul lifts this one to center field. Restituyo takes a couple steps back, and he'll make the catch for the easy out, and that's 2 down now in the first.
Sewickley out by Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. It's funny, not this is any bearing on anything tonight, but Penn State hockey had a player from Sewickley, so hard to pronounce, Adam Pilowitz from Sewickley, Pennsylvania. So I don't know, I wonder if those two know each other.
I wonder if he and Max McDowell know each other. They're both Whitfield products. Max, a Pittsburgh native, as was Taylor Lehman, who was with the Phils earlier and now is with the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs, as Matthew Kroon now bats. First pitch to him, he swings and misses. And this one he lines in the left center, rolls in the left center field to be more precise. Right between shortstop and third, and Matthew Kroon has himself another hit, his 5th of this series. 2-out base runner here in the first.
Yeah, we talked to Tyler Henson in the pregame show about Matthew Kroon and just how consistent he has been all season long. And Henson's like, he's a hard worker, had a lot of adversity after missing pretty much all last year with an injury. He came into 22 with the vengeance, wanted to really bounce back, but didn't get a chance to do it, but really doing it this year.
That'll bring up Casey Martin, and Kroon will take off on the first pitch. The throw down by Fulford kind of lost the grip on it. The ball barely cleared the mound. It took 2 bounces to get to second base, and Matthew Kroon will pick up the stolen base as a result, his 12th of the season. Now he's in scoring position with 2 down for Casey Martin. Martin again called up from Jersey Shore, playing now in his 3rd game, and he's got 3 hits already, including a solo home run last night. Swing on a miss here, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike to Casey Martin. Rock takes a couple looks back at Kroon, who dances around at second base to make him a little nervous. And Martin fouls this one away. Today's RPhil's team leader is brought to you by Cross Country Mortgage Loan Officer Yana Arias, and it is Matthew Kroon, who leads the team in hitting at .308, now a little higher than that after he gets a base hit. That's today's Cross Country Loan Officer Johanna Arias, RPhil team leader. Contact Johanna today at 484-554-9969. And that is strike 3 to Casey Martin. And Joe Rock gets himself out of any further damage with his first strikeout of the ballgame. But the Phils take the lead. They do so on 3 hits. They leave 1, and after 1 in Baseball Town. It's Reading 2, Hartford 1.
Empowering communities one relationship at a time is our commitment at Tompkins. Our customers have thrived thanks to our focus on local lending and their commitment to the customers they serve.
They do a great job, everything for us, from our banking, our insurance, to our wealth management.
Tompkins has always been there for us.
We see a long relationship with Tompkins. They're good people.
Tompkins, banking, insurance, wealth. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender. Investment and insurance products are not FDIC insured, not bank guaranteed, and may lose value.
Our Phils fans can continue to expect great performances all season long on the Burke's Commercial Roofing stage. It's the home of great local talent, including the Our Phils mascot band. Burke's Commercial Roofing prides itself on being a locally owned and operated company that puts an emphasis on customer service. They provide free on-site estimates and can handle any size repair, restoration, or replacement. Visit burkscommercialroofing.com or call 610-717-3949 for more information. And don't forget to sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. at the Burks Commercial Roofing Stage at America's Classic Ballpark.
Burks Packing is a family-owned and operated meat processor located here in Reading, specializing in hot dogs, ham, specialty meats, and more. Burks Packing provides America's Classic Ballpark with quality products, including the highly acclaimed flat-top grilled hot dog. Join us for Burks Packing Sunday Family Fun Days at Sunday home games all season long at FirstEnergy Stadium.
So after giving up a run in the first, the Phils get Mick Abel 2 in the bottom of the first, and now Abel will go to work against 6, 7, and 8 in the Yard Goats lineup. Brett Boswell, Jack Blumgren, and Colin Simpson due up for Hartford. Boswell, one of the heroes on last night's game with a 3-run triple. And then came in to score on the wild pitch on that 5-run 10th inning for Hartford in the 7-2 victory last night. 2 for 9 in the series. And the first pitch from Abel is a strike. The second pitch is a little two-hopper back to Mick Abel, who throws it low, but Nick Podkul, who's just done a phenomenal job at first base, picks it clean for out number 1.
That's one, Abel's going to say to Nick Podkul, thank you very much. But no, Podkul's been very reliable at third base. Also, the De La Cruz on-base streak is the longest on-base streak by an R-Phil since J.P. Crawford had 27 in 2015.
So that brings Jake Blumgren to the plate. Blumgren at 190 on the season. This is his 8th game since being called up. And the first pitch from Abel is outside for a ball. Yeah, Mick Abel just made that throw, and he just kind of spiked it into the ground. It's a thing for some pitchers. They get themselves in a little bit of a mental thing on those little tappers back to the mound. They kind of rush the throw somehow or another. A big swing and a miss there at the 98-mile-an-hour cheese from Abel that he can't catch up to. And now it's 1 ball and 1 strike to Jack Blumgren. Swing and a miss at the high fastball here. Now it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. So back-to-back high fastballs that Blumgren can't catch up to. Blumgren did play a couple games last year for Hartford, just 6 games in total.
Looks like that's going to be a strikeout and a pitch clock violation.
Pitch clock violation on Blumgren wasn't set, and so that's strike 3. Mick Abel will take the strikeout with having to exert his effort to throw a pitch. It's his 3rd strikeout of the game. 2 down now here in the 2nd.
So how do you mark that in your book?
Strikeout.
Well, I know that, but do you go forward K, backwards K for?
Yeah, I forget what this. I heard the story in that, and I got to remember what it is. I guess it's got to be strikeout looking. He certainly didn't swing. As Colin Simpson bats, and he fouls one out of play. Simpson, left-hander, and playing in left field tonight, did pinch hit in last night's game. Grounded out in that plate appearance. A fielder's choice, was safe actually at first on a fielder's choice, as they Phils through the runner out at home on his ground ball to Nick Podkul. 162 on the season. Was a regular for Hartford earlier in the series when these two teams met. He's now kind of settled into a designated hitter and bench player, but he lines this one into right field, and Carlos De La Cruz is going to have to run a while. That's going to go off the wall, and Simpson will roll into second base with the double. Second hit of the game, 3rd base runner for the Yard Goats, with 2 down here in the 2nd.
And silver lining here is there's 2 outs. So the hope is that Abel can turn around and respond. Got the first 2 batters out quickly and easily in the frame, and then you got the 9-man Navarro, who we have not seen this week. So, hope you're able to just attack and get that 3rd out.
And Navarro starting his first game in this series. Only his 14th game played for the Goats on the year. Shortstop stands in. He's 3 for 30 with a bat in his hand. And Abel starts in with a fastball that misses. 1 extra base hit for Navarro in those 3 hits. It was a double. This one is just outside. It's 2-0. Navarro did celebrate a birthday yesterday. Didn't get the chance to play on his birthday, but he did celebrate a birthday, now 24 years of age. San Pedro de Marcaris in the Dominican Republic. 2 balls and no strikes. Chases after the high fastball and fouls it off. It would be a wonderful answer to a trivia question of how many players from San Pedro de Marcaris made it to the major leagues. That is absolutely the most popular, most prolific producer of Major League Baseball players in the Dominican Republic. An amazing number of players that have come out of that town in the Dominican Republic. 2 balls and a strike to Navarro. With 2 outs here in the second. Rips one into left field, and fair ball and off the wall. Colin Simpson will come around and tie it up as Kristen Navarro gets his 4th hit of the season, and it's a ringing double down the third base line.
You know, a guy like Navarro, excited to be in the lineup, getting an opportunity, and wastes 0 time making the most of it. Now puts a runner in scoring position with still 2 outs, but Vladimir Restituyo, the batter here.
Top of the order in Restituyo. After the 8 and 9 hole hitters for the Yard Goats go back-to-back in doubles. Restituyo, a strikeout victim, his first time up. Comes with a curveball, and that's how he got him out in that strikeout. Now on a low breaking ball, this one a curveball up high, but he gets it over at the letters for strike 1. Restituyo with 27 RBIs in the season, and reaches for that foul ball that fouls it out of play. Similar swing to what he did on the strikeout in his first plate appearance.
Restituyo, a .295 hitter this year with runners in scoring position, down to .231 though when there are 2 outs in an inning.
It's exactly the situation he finds himself in here, but he fouls this one down the first base line. Luis Lopez, the first base coach for the Rockies, or for the Yard Goats, excuse me. I knew I'd do that at least once in this series. Kyler McKay did make the play down the line, threw it into the stands in our Phil's bullpen. So it's no balls and 2 strikes to Vladimir Restituyo. 2 for 9 in the series, but they were big ones in last night's game. Fists it slowly towards short. Casey Martin charges and makes a great throw in one motion for the 3rd and final out, but the Goats do tie it again with back-to-back doubles, 2 hits in the inning, 1 man left, and through 1.5, it's now Hartford 2, Reading 2.
Cornwall Manor is an active senior living community on a 190-acre wooded campus in Cornwall, Lebanon County. The community offers independence and opportunities for wellness and fitness, as well as educational and musical programs, and the peace of mind of having convenient health care on site. Cornwall Manor offers a range of residential choices from apartments to homes. Prospective residents are welcome to visit us for lunch and have a chance to learn more about the community. More information is available online at cornwallmanor.org. Cornwall Manor, celebrating 70 years of senior living.
Star City Boxing, located at 4760 Schuylkill Avenue in Reading, is a 501c3 non-profit boxing gym unlike any other. Our goal is not only to help you be fit, but to be the best outlet for our youth and community. We welcome anyone who wants to improve their way of life, be fit, and box competitively or non-competitively. We work with you to reach your goals in and out of the gym. Stop in and meet our stars today. Check us out and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter for upcoming events and happenings. And visit our website today at starcityboxing.org for more information on how to join, volunteer with our youth, or support our efforts in the community. Star City Boxing is a proud continued 2023 Our Phil's Fiesta Friday partner.
The Reading Fightin' Phillies are proud to partner with Berks County Mental Health and Disabilities Program. Together, we are striking out the stigma in order to raise community awareness about mental illness and suicide prevention with 3 simple words. Are you okay? The help is to begin a conversation to show Berks County that we care. Suicide hurts and affects everyone, but help is here. We will work together to help raise awareness about suicide and identify what we can do as a community to prevent it.
Crazy hot dog vendor doing his thing in between innings, and it's time for the Reading Keystones to come to plate here in the bottom half of the second inning, presented to you by Cornwall Manor, an active senior living not-for-profit community in scenic Cornwall, Pennsylvania, just outside Lebanon. As Ethan Wilson leads off, lefty on lefty, and Wilson, a little fister into center field. It's falling fast and will drop in for a base hit. Wilson with a big turn. Restituyo throws it back to first, maybe an ill-advised throw, but Ethan Wilson dives back in safely, and a leadoff single for the Phils here in inning number 2.
Yeah, I don't hate the mindset at all from Ethan Wilson. Kept the wheels turning the whole time, and basically was thinking double off the bat, and then if I need to put the brakes on, I will. It's better than realizing, oh, shoot, Could have got in the second there.
In addition to which, I actually like it even more because if Restituyo is going to make that throw, there's no way he's going to get Ethan Wilson, but bad things could happen. If that throw gets away, then Ethan Wilson can get up and move up, but he stays at first now with a leadoff single as McCarthy Tatum now will bat. Tatum 0 for 4 in last night's game, playing as a DH in tonight's lineup. The left-hander Joe Rock comes with his pitch. That's way up high, ball one. Rock 6'6", 200 pounds, ranked as the number 8 prospect in the Rockies organization before this season began. Just 22 years of age, as Jake said, from Western Pennsylvania. Played his high school baseball at Hopewell. This one tapped towards the middle. Shortstop Navarro will take the tag by himself, and the throw strong to first base in plenty of time, and a double play will put 2 down here in the second.
Yeah, and it's a tailor-made double play ball off the bat of McCarthy Tatum. That'll erase a couple of runners and get Cody Roberts up with 2 outs.
Double plays hurt the Phils in last night's game. They hit into a couple of double plays. Tyler Henson talking to us in our pregame show tonight, a little frustrated with the Phils 1 for 10 in scoring position last night in their 7-2 loss as Cody Roberts bats. Roberts played in the series opener on Tuesday and went 2 for 4. First pitch to Rock is a strike. The second is also a strike, so quickly ahead of the 9-hole hitter in the Phils lineup, Cody Roberts. 2-2 ball game, bottom half of the second. This one lined into right field, and that's going to be a base hit, and that's going to roll all the way to the fence. Cody Roberts is going to get an extra base hit as he'll roll into second base with a double. Extra bases aplenty so far in this one for both sides.
Already the 3rd extra base hit tonight, pair of doubles, a triple. Our Phils also have a couple of singles, so just a home run away from the team cycle.
The Goats have a home run and a couple of doubles, so everybody's in on the act so far, it would appear, including the guy at the plate, Madison Stokes, who had a double and came around to score the game's first run. So Roberts takes his lead off of second, his 4th double of the season, and Stokes swings and fouls the first pitch away. So the Goats scored in the first on the home run by Hunter Goodman. Phils came back with 2 in the bottom of the first. Hartford with 1 back in the second. Now the Phils will try to reverse that here with 2 outs in the second. Late swing there by Stokes, way behind the fastball from Rock. Not an overpowering fastball from Rock, despite his 6'6" size on the mound, but blew that one at 93 past Madison Stokes. Excellent slider and a great changeup as well from Rock. That one's inside, and now it's 2 balls and 2 strikes, or 1 ball and 2 strikes to Madison Stokes. Fouls this one down the first baseline. Will reach into and just over the first base grandstand, which is packed full, as is the third base grandstand. Great crowd on the Seidel Auto Group deck. Penn State Health 67 Club is as full as I've seen it all year. That area is really packed in, and the pool deck is busy. So all corners of the ballpark well represented tonight in the crowd. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Madison Stokes. Takes that one over for a called strike 3, and that will do it for the Phils in the second. No runs, couple hits, and 1 man left. 2 complete in baseball town. The score, Hartford 2, Reading 2.
Cornwall Manor is an active senior living community on a 190-acre wooded campus in Cornwall, Lebanon County. The community offers independence and opportunities for wellness and fitness, as well as educational and musical programs, and the peace of mind of having convenient health care on site. Cornwall Manor offers a range of residential choices from apartments to homes. Prospective residents are welcome to visit us for lunch and have a chance to learn more about the community. More information is available online at cornwallmanor.org. Cornwall Manor, celebrating 70 years of senior living.
The Fightin Phils know who to call for trash and recycling services. A proven winner, JP Mascaro & Sons. The industry leader for over 50 years. Trust the familiar Mascaro Blue Elephant to provide dependable, quality service for your home or business. That's JP Mascaro & Sons, one of the top companies in its industry. Trash and recycling services for home, business, and industry. We are hiring and have open positions in Berks County. Check our website for open positions at jpmascaro.com or call 1-888-MASCARO. JP Mascaro and Sons, ready to serve you.
Every time you grab an ice-cold 20-ounce Pepsi, you'll find a Pepsi emoji on the side of the bottle. So while the Pepsi delivers this, the Pepsi emoji delivers this.
Ooh.
We head to the top half of the third inning, tied at a 2-2 ball game, as the Hartford Yard Goats will send Hunter Goodman, Grant Levine, and Braxton Fulford to the plate. Goodman with a solo home run off of Mick Abel in the first, his 18th of the year, 56 RBIs, both of which lead the Eastern League. Tonight's game brought to you in part, and the fireworks following tonight's game are brought to you thanks to the good folks at Biological Specialty Company, located in Reading. Located at 22 South 4th Street in Reading, one of the 8 locations they have in the United States and 3 here in the state of Pennsylvania. As Mick Abel comes with the first pitch to Hunter Goodman, it's over for a called strike. Biological Specialty Company is a blood and plasma donation center. With donating blood or plasma is a rewarding way to help yourself while helping others and supporting research, as Hunter Goodman fouls one out of play. Depending on the collection type, the process is fairly quickly at the Biological Specialty Company. A whole blood donation typically takes about 15 minutes. Because donations made at Biological Specialty Company centers are used for research purposes only. Donors receive compensation in appreciation for their time and effort. Their staff loves to meet new donors, and they hope to see some of their fellow Reading Fightin' Phils fans in the center real soon. Again, thanks to them for sponsoring tonight's fireworks, as Hunter Goodman hits one hard on the third base line, played nicely by Matthew Kroon, the backhand stop, and a throw across the diamond, and plenty of time for out number 1. Well played by Matthew Kroon on the backhanded stop, and the throw right on the money to Nick Podkul, and Goodman is retired for the first out here in the third. I'll bring up Grant Levine, a strikeout victim, his first time up. Abel with 3 strikeouts so far in this one, has walked 1. Goats with 3 hits in this one, all of them extra base hits. As Levine stands in, hitting at .247 as tonight's game began. Fouls this one back and out of play. Levine, very good defensive first baseman. He's in the lineup as the DH tonight, the number 19 prospect in the Colorado Rockies system. Swing and a miss at the high fastball. Big guy at 6'2", 220. Home runs maybe a little bit less than they may have expected so far on the season with 6. No balls and 2 strikes to him. This one fisted foul and out of play. It's a high draft pick for the Rockies in 2018 in the competitive balance portion of the draft. Overall, the number 42 selection in that 2018 draft. Drafted out of high school in Bedford in New Hampshire. Takes this one low for a ball. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Started and stopped, and the pitch is into dirt, so it's now 2-2 to Grant Levine. Levine 1 for 9 now in this series so far. Infield plays the left-handed hitter to pull, outfield around the other way. And he fouls another out of play. Cody Roberts will take the mask off and give it a look. It's down just below us to the left. Fielded by a fan on a hop after hit a seat first, which is always a good thing. They wait for it, let it hit a seat, and then catch it on a bounce. A lot less stress on the hands. This one way outside. And that's ball 3 now to Levine. Swing and a miss, and he gets Levine again on a strikeout. Out number 2 here in the third. 4th strikeout for Mick Abel. That'll bring up Braxton Fulford. He is the lone walk surrendered by Abel to this point. Abel still just 21 years of age. Still have to remind people of that a lot. Still one of the younger pitchers in this league and players in this league as well. 6'5", 190-pound right-hander. Comes with his first pitch to Fulford. Swing and a miss at that. So a good couple of good curveballs now back-to-back to Levine and to Fulford. And same thing, same result as Fulford swings over the top of the pitch down low. So he gets ahead of Fulford now, no balls and 2 strikes. And now Fulford will call the timeout. This one lifted straight up into center field. Johan Rojas has it in his sights. He'll squeeze it for the third and final out here in the third as the Yard Goats go 1, 2, 3 in the third. We head to bottom half of the third, but the Phils come to the plate. When we come back on Reading Fightin' Phils Radio Network, Hartford and Reading tied at 2.
Nursing home neglect is a serious problem. If you or a loved one has suffered from bed sores obtained in a nursing home or a fall down in a nursing home resulting in a fracture, our friends at Swartz Culleton can help. Call the attorneys at Swartz Culleton for a free consultation. Their phone number is 1-800-JUSTICE. That's 1-800-587-8423. Once again, call 1-800-JUSTICE today. Swartz Culleton is a proud sponsor of the Reading Fightin' Phils.
Humane Pennsylvania is an innovative national leader in animal welfare with adoption centers, accredited nonprofit veterinarian hospitals, emergency animal rescue services, community pet assistance programs, and a free community dog park. At HPA, we are passionate about going the extra base to keep your pets healthy and happy at home with you. With a variety of services and different ways and times to access them and variable pricing, Humane Pennsylvania is here to provide your pets with exceptional care, how, when, and where they need it. Visit humanepa.org for more information.
The Enersys Power Alley Pub features a 2.5-hour all-you-can-eat buffet, private bar with bartender, 2 rows of seats, bar stool seating, and 4 cafe tables. The pub provides your party a private area to enjoy the ball game away from other fans. The Enersys Power Alley Pub may accommodate groups of 40 to 60 people. Enjoy socializing with your group and watch the game with a unique vantage point.
We head to the bottom half of the third inning, presented to you by Swartz Culleton, one of the proud sponsors of Reading Fightin' Phils baseball. If you've been injured at work, call 1-800-JUSTICE today. Phils and Yard Goats tied at 2. Carlos De La Cruz bats. De La Cruz with an RBI triple his first time up, then came around to score on a ground out by the man in the on-deck circle, Johan Rojas, as De La Cruz swings at the first pitch from Joe Rock and comes up empty on the high fastball. De La Cruz with his first triple of the season, his 32nd RBI of the year. And takes this one up and in, ball 1, 1 ball and 1 strike. Jake said the on-base streak now for Carlos De La Cruz has reached 30 in a row. Checks his swing here. They'll appeal, and they say he did not go around.
First time a member of the Yard Phils have done that since Cameron Perkins in 2014 reached base in 33 straight games.
This one tapped, one hopper right back to Joe Rock. And he'll make the toss to first baseman Hunter Goodman in time for out number 1. So Carlos De La Cruz needs to continue the streak through the end of this series, and he'll have that tied up.
That's very true.
I don't know what's more important. If you look at it from the perspective of his 30 straight games, it sounds more impressive to me for some reason when you say it's been since May 9th. It just seems like makes it even sound like a long time ago. As Johan Rojas bats. Rojas again with the ground out to third that drove in Carlos De La Cruz to tie this game, give the Phils the lead at the time 2-1. It's now tied at 2-2. So Rojas with his 33rd RBI of the season. Batting at .305 when the game began. Fouls this one out of play. Rock quickly works ahead of him. No balls and 2 strikes. Joe Rock last year in Spokane for most of the season, the high A affiliate of the Colorado Rockies. In 20 starts, went 7-8. Struck out 109 batters in 107 innings. Walked 45. Then got a promotion late, made 2 late season starts in Hartford. Rojas fouls this one back. As Jake said, injured for portions of this season and making just his 6th start today. Even though this is the 3rd series between Hartford and Reading, this is the first time the Phils are facing the 6'6 lefty. Rojas in an 0-2 hole. Beats this one foul and back behind home plate. Johan among the league leaders in base hits. 2nd in base hits with 72 as he stands in. And he beats another one foul. Tyler Henson, acting manager for the Phils this week, coaching in the third base coaching box. The Phils hitting instructor. Ray Ricker coaching at first base. Al Padrique will be back with the Phils for their road trip to Portland on Tuesday. Rojas serves one into center field, but it's not quite far enough back that Joe Blumgren, the second baseman, can't range back and get it. And Rojas is denied for out number 2 here in the 3rd. I'll bring up Nick Podkul, who flew out to center field his first time up. Podkul at 292 on the year, 7 home runs, 21 RBIs. First fouls the first pitch out of play. Podkul, a former Notre Dame Fighting Irishman, 3-year starter for the Irish, or being drafted by the Toronto Blue Jays in 2018. Released by the Blue Jays last August and signed by the Phils over the offseason. Found a place here in Reading. Become a very valuable member of this Fightin' Phils team in 2023. It's an 0-2 hole right now. Takes this one way outside for a ball. And again, fouls one straight back. And a swing and a miss, strike 3, and Podkul is retired. Third strikeout for Joe Rock as the Phils go 1-2-3 in the 3rd. And after 3 here in Baseball Town, the score remains Hartford 2, the Phils 2. We'll take a timeout, back with more on the Fightin' Phils Radio Network after this.
Nursing home neglect is a serious problem. If you or a loved one has suffered from bed sores obtained in a nursing home or a fall down in a nursing home resulting in a fracture, our friends at Swartz Culleton can help. Call the attorneys at Swartz Culleton for a free consultation. Their phone number is 1-800-JUSTICE. That's 1-800-587-8423. Once again, call 1-800-JUSTICE today. Swartz Culleton is a proud sponsor of the Reading Fightin' Phils.
Are you looking for a reliable food distributor to meet all your culinary needs? Look no further than our trusted team at Feaser's Food Distributors. For over 120 years, our products have been sourced from the best farms and suppliers, ensuring that you get the best ingredients for your restaurant or organization. From fresh produce to premium meats, Feaser's supplies everything but the appetite. Visit Feasers.com today to experience the difference in working with a top-tier, family-owned food distributor. Feaser's, your partner for success in the kitchen. Looking for a fast and hassle-free way to get your snacks and non-perishable groceries? Look no further than FeasersDirect.com. With just a few clicks, discover the convenience of having your culinary essentials ready for a pickup at our headquarters in Harrisburg.
The Reading Fightin' Phils are pleased to present you with their classic game program, all electronically. This program has information on the coaching staff, player roster, and front office staff. It also includes feature stories.
Yard Goats 2, Phils 2. As we head to the top half of the 4th inning, we turn things over now for the play-by-play to my colleague in the booth, Jake Starr.
Thank you very much, Bob. Top half of the 4th inning, all tied up at 2. Mick Abel returns the mound for inning number 4 of work. He's allowed 2 runs so far tonight on 3 hits. As first batter he gets is Zach Veen. First pitch from Abel is down and away for a ball, 1-0. Veen 0 for 1 tonight. Grounded out to the first baseman, Nick Podcold, and the top half of the first, 1-0. Up and away for a ball, 2-0.
The first fastball, by the way, just for what it's worth, hit 100 on the radar gun. First time that Abel has topped out in triple digits tonight.
Abel, the righty, first base side of the rubber, deals. That's up above the belt for a ball, counts 3-0.
And this is a guy you don't want to walk because he's got great wheels and will not hesitate to steal.
Zach Veen, 22 for 23 in stolen bases this year. 3-0 is skied in the air. Shallow left field. Trotting in comes Ethan Wilson. He's camped under it, and he'll make the catch for out number 1. So Veen swinging 3-0, gets himself into an out, and that'll bring Brett Boswell to the plate with 1 down.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, if I'm Mick Abel right now and he runs by me, I just say thank you. I mean, it's 3-0. He missed badly on all 3 pitches to a guy that's hitting 207. Again, that kind of hitter, you got to look to get on base any way you can because you can turn a walk into a double with your ability to run the bases. You swing 3-0 and you pop one up.
Boswell digs in. First pitch from Abel is inside for a ball. Counts 1-0. Boswell 0 for 1 tonight. Grounded one back to Abel to open the second. Was the play where Abel threw it a bit low to first, but Podcool was able to dig it up. 1-0. Curveball at the knees for a called strike, 1-1.
Great pitch there.
Perfect spot, too. Dots it right at the knees.
Yeah, and especially in a 1-0 count, hitter's not thinking he's going to get a curveball in that spot. It was a good one.
Abel deals. Spikes that one.
and then the exact opposite on the next pitch is, I'm not sure if that one must have slipped out of his hands as he reaches back for the rosin bag.
So 2-1 the count to Brett Boswell. Righty on lefty matchup. Abel will deal. That's a fastball a bit outside. 3-1.
Mick has a tendency at points to kind of lose his release point, and it seems like he's releasing the ball a little early in his delivery and missing high.
3-1. That one's fouled straight back. Count goes full.
And that pitch was much different. That pitch, he released it at a better spot, and it's but very much of a pitch in the middle of the zone, but at 98 and high. It's a great pitch.
Full count to Boswell. Abel, the righty, sets and deals. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Climbed the ladder with the fastball, and Boswell swings through it. That's strikeout number 5 tonight for Abel, and that'll bring Jack Blomgren to the plate with 2 outs here in the 4th.
You can get a lot of strikeouts when you climb the ladder, but especially against lefties, because most left-handed hitters like the ball low and struggle against high pitches. So when you climb the ladder against lefties, it's even more of a weapon, and a great series of pitches there to get Boswell.
Blomgren steps in. First pitch home is down low for a ball, 1-0. Blomgren 0 for 1 tonight. Struck out. Back in the second on a pitch clock violation with 2 strikes. He's a 24-year-old from Milton, Wisconsin. Stands in the right-handed batter's box. The back foot on the white chalk. Slightly open stance for the righty as Abel deals. The 1-0 is on the outside corner. Curveball for a called strike, 1-1.
Really like the way he's mixed his pitches in this inning.
2 outs in the frame, top of the 4th. Abel delivers. Another curveball, checking his swing as Blomgren. They'll appeal to first. Repeat Talkington will say no swing. So the count goes 2-1. Abel's retired the first 2 of the inning. He's got 5 strikeouts tonight through 3 2/3. The 2-1. That one skied foul out of play to the right side. Counts 2-2. Blomgren was a 5th-round pick in 2020 out of the University of Michigan. Up in Ann Arbor in the Big Ten. Second year with the Argoats after being limited to just 6 games last year. Next pitch is outside for a ball. Counts full. And it's another 3-ball count worked by a member of this Yard-Goats lineup.
And again, a release point for Abel that time. It seemed like he held on to it a little bit longer and then misses outside.
Payoff pitch. Abel fires. Lined out towards right center. De La Cruz goes back. It is over his head, and it'll hit off the wall. De La Cruz fields it quickly. Fires one in the second base. Sliding in is Blomgren. And the throw's not in time as it one-hop Casey Martin. So it's a 2-out double for Jack Blomgren. That is his second double this season. And that'll put Colin Simpson at the dish with 2 outs in the 4th.
4 hits for the Goats, and all of them have been extra base hits. De La Cruz with a strong throw, but he threw it on the left field side, if you will, of second base, and obviously the opposite side where the runner's coming from. If he throws that on the opposite side, might have been a closer play and maybe even in time to get it.
So Colin Simpson will dig in with 2 outs in the inning. Abel moved to the stretch, toes the first base side of the rubber, and the pitch. That's an off-speed pitch that misses, arm side and away for a ball 1-0. That'll prompt a mound meeting between Cody Roberts and his battery mate Mick Abel.
And Max McDowell has caught Abel, I believe, in all of his appearances up and until this point. So the first time that obviously Roberts and Abel have worked with one another in terms of bullpen sessions and so forth, but in terms of game action, first time that Cody Roberts is catching Mick Abel.
Roberts will retreat back to home plate as Paul Romer will begin to make his walk out to the mound and tell him to speed things up, but Roberts back into his squat. 1-0 count, 2 outs, top of the fourth, 2-2 ball game. Runner on second, it's Jack Blomgren. He doubled the last at-bat. Abel set at the letters, checks back at the runner. Hurls the 1-0. That's a curveball at the knees for a called strike, 1-1.
Yeah, it really has some late break on it, and the Rocky did it again. The hard goat hitters are kind of giving up on the pitch, and it's breaking over the plate.
Won't be the first, won't be the last, Bob. 1-1
only
count.
Game 3 of a 6.
Abel checks back at second again. The pitch outside for a ball, 2-1. It is the final time in 2023 the Argoats will come to FirstEnergy Stadium. This is the third series between the teams this year, and then August the 1st to 6th, Reading will make the trek to Dunkin' Donuts Park for a 6-game set to close the season series with Hartford. Abel winds the 2-1. That's low and away for a ball. Counts 3-1. Abel up to 72 pitches tonight. Bullpen remains quiet on both sides. So Abel's inning to get out of. 3-1, 2 outs, man on second. Colin Simpson, the lefty, wiggles the bat over his left shoulder and then rested. Abel peers back at second and deals. And that's inside and low, ball 4. Tried to sneak an off-speed pitch inside, and that is a walk issued by Mick Abel. The second walk he's issued tonight, and that'll bring Christopher Navarro to the plate. Navarro, the 9-man, digs in from the right side, 1-for-1 with an RBI double back in the second. Simpson leads off first, Blomgren leads off a second as Navarro settles in. Abel peers at second again, here's the pitch. That's fouled straight back, 0-1.
Navarro does not get cheated on his swings. Heavy swing that fouls one back, and he hit that. The ball he hit that was the double down the line. That was a rocket off his bat.
Navarro 2 for 7 this year with runners in scoring position. Slightly open stance for the righty. Abel from the first base side of the rubber. Checks at second and deals. That's an upstairs fastball. That shot foul to the right side, 0-2.
You see where he goes here, but right now he's set up for that breaking ball low and away to see if he doesn't chase.
Navarro 1 for 5 with 2 outs this season. Finds himself in an 0-2 hole. 2 outs in the fourth. Men on first and second in a tie ball game. Abel deals. And tried to get the outside corner with a slider and just missed according to the home plate umpire, Paul Romer. So Navarro digs back in. Second baseman Stokes shaded by the bag. Left side of the infield plays pretty much straight up. 1-2 count. Abel set at the letters. Checks at second and the pitch. Off-speed pitch, pounded on the ground to short. Martin Fields flips to Stokes at second, and that will retire the side on a fielder's choice. No runs in the inning for the Argoats. They did have a hit. There were no errors and 2 left on base. We played 3.5. Here at FirstEnergy Stadium, bottom of the fourth up next, all tied at 2 on the Phillies Radio Network.
The Louisiana Swamplands. Out here, you're either lunch or you're enjoying it. Make sure you end up on top with the all-powerful lineup of Kia SUVs, like the Telluride, Sportage, and Sorento, equipped with available all-wheel drive, higher ground clearance, and the interior capacity to bring everything you need, so you'll always remain more than a gator's length ahead. Visit your local Kia dealer today to find your next adventure in our ever-capable lineup of SUVs. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Always drive safely.
When the Reading Fightin' Phils get hungry, we turn to our team feed partners. Special thanks to Chick-fil-A, Pizza Como USA, Railroad House, Why Missing Restaurant and Bakery, Jersey Mike's Subs, Mimo's Italian Restaurant and Bakery, Subway, and Clean Eats for making sure the Fightin' Phils front office is never hungry on game day. Our staff enjoys delicious meals from our team feed partners. Don't take our word for it. Find out for yourself today.
The award-winning Reading Hospital Tower Health Pool Party provides an unforgettable night out with family and friends. Enjoy a baseball game while swimming in the 87-degree heated pool directly behind the right field home run wall. Plus 2.5 hours of all-you-can-eat buffet, photos, and autographs with the crazy hot dog vendor and the Fightin' Phils mascot band. Regular season tickets start at $33 per person for groups of 20 or more. Give us a call today at 610-370-BALL. Bottom of the fourth, Matthew Kroon leads things off in a 2-2 ball game as McAble was able to work out of a little bit of trouble in the top half of the inning. Kroon will dig in from the right side. 1-for-1 today, singled and stole a base back in the first. 5-6-7 due up for the Fightins. First pitch to Kroon is a fastball on the inside corner for a called strike, 0-1. Kroon leads the Fightin' Phils at 3-11 on the season, 0-1. That's a big swing and a miss. Count goes to 0-2. Kroon also amongst the league leaders when it comes to batting average. Entered today 4th in the Eastern League in average. But he's down in the count 0-2. Rock will deal, and it's fouled back.
We talked about it earlier that this is only the 6th start for Rock because he was on a disabled list for a while. But if you look at his numbers, 19 and a third innings pitch coming in, 16 strikeouts, 12 walks. But he has not been in any danger of walking anybody so far.
0-2. Kroon shoots it to the right side, but Goodman playing first base dives towards his right, and he makes the play for out number 2. Was crushed by Kroon, 102 off the bat, but Goodman makes an excellent play at first for out number 1, and that'll bring Casey Martin to the plate.
Yeah, full out dive by Hunter Goodman, who generally doesn't play at first because Levine does. Goodman more the DH. They've moved him around. They try to find a place for him as a catcher in the outfield as well, but he full out extension and happy to find it in his glove.
Martin swings and misses over an off-speed pitch, 0-1.
Phils have had a number of hits taken away from them so far in this series.
Martin's 0-for-1 tonight with a strikeout. The 0-1 is outside for a ball, 1-1. Martin, who's 3 for 9 so far through 2 games and change with the Fightin' Phils, included a home run last night, his first at the AA level. 1-1. Swings and misses through an upstairs fastball, 1-2. Martin, who spent the first 2 months of the season at High A Jersey Shore, 3rd round pick of the Phillies in 2020 out of Arkansas. 1-2. Skies it in the air to the right side. Veen, the right fielder, will drift towards his left. Will be camped under it and make the catch for out number 2. 6 in a row retired by Joe Rock. Ethan Wilson, the batter for the Fightin' Phils. Wilson, along with Casey Martin, talked to 69 News earlier tonight. WFMZ, believe Martin's interview aired tonight. Wilson will be tomorrow. Wilson digs in from the left side. First pitch, swing and a miss and an off-speed pitch, 0-1.
A lot of media coverage over the course of the last couple of days have the Fightins. Good to see.
Lots of exciting players in baseball town. The 0-1 misses outside. Wilson checked his swing, and home plate umpire Paul Romer will say he held up, so the count's 1-1. 1-1 from Rock. That's down low for a ball, 2-1. Ethan Wilson's 1-for-1 tonight. He singled back in the second. Was eventually cut off on a double play ball, though. 2-1. Wilson skies it in the air, left side of the infield, drifting towards foul territory. Boswell, the third baseman, races over, comes to a stop, and will miss it as the ball hits right on the top railing down the third base line in foul territory. So it's strike number 2, and it's a 2-2 count to Wilson.
In his defense, Boswell had to go a long way because you got a left-handed hitter in Wilson, so he's cheating Ethan Wilson well towards the shortstop side. So he had to go a long way to get there. But he, as Jake said, he kind of stopped running and yet he still had more room to get to. And if he had kept running, he would have gotten himself to the wall and been able to make the catch because it actually hit on the top of the railing.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Wilson, 2 outs, bottom 4th. Rock kicks and deals, and that's just above the belt for a ball. Counts full to Wilson. 2-2 ball game. Hartford started the scoring with 1 in the first. Reading responded 2 in the bottom of the frame. Hartford got 1 in the second. It's been quiet ever since. 3-2. Wilson will line one in the right field. That is down for a base hit in front of the right fielder, Veen. Wilson stops at first, and he's 2 for 2 tonight, and that'll bring McCarthy Tatum to the plate with 2 outs.
Well, that's how you make them pay for an opportunity to get out of the inning. If Boswell's able to make that catch on the pop-up, then Ethan Wilson is retired, but you make him pay for it by getting the base hit.
Tatum digs in with 2 outs for the Fightin' Phils. He's 0 for 1 tonight, grounded into a double play back in the bottom half of the second inning. The second time Ethan Wilson's been aboard tonight.
He's having a good series.
And
nice
Wilson will have himself picked off. They'll throw to first. Goodwin will throw to second. Wilson tried to swim move around the tag, and he gets cut off. So Wilson is picked off. That is how the side is retired in the 4th. No runs on a hit, no errors, and nobody left for the Fightin' Phils. We'll go to the 5th. All tied up at 2 on the Art Phils Radio Network.
Join us as we celebrate Reading's Spanish and Latino culture during 12 Friday home games this season. The Savage 61 Fiesta Fridays presented by Tito's Handmade Vodka, High Noon Sun Sips, Catay Law Offices, Suburban Brewing Company, Carl's Cards and Collectibles, Humane Pennsylvania, Star City Boxing, Apis Services, Supportive Concepts, and Affordable Home Care. Fiesta Friday features special Los Luchadores de Reading uniforms, Hispanic and Latino food and music, and other culture elements throughout the ballpark. Get your tickets now by calling 610-370-BALL, online at rphils.com or at the Customers Bank ticket office. To honor the 275th anniversary of Reading, the Art Phils will play as the Reading Keystones on all Thursdays and select Tuesdays in 2023. Tuesdays are brought to you by Coatesville VA Medical Center. Join us for 11 Keystone Throwback Thursdays thanks to Burke's Career and Technology Center, H&F Heating and Cooling, and Rip It Baseball Town Charities batting cages. Come celebrate the 275th anniversary of Reading and enjoy some great baseball on Throwback Thursdays in 2023. Get your tickets now by calling 610-370-BALL, online at rphils.com or at the Customers Bank ticket office.
Top half of the 5th inning, and it's the top of the lineup. Due up for the Hartford Yard Goats. Vladimir Restituyo will lead things off for Hartford. 2-2 ball game as Mick Abel returns the mound for inning number 5 of work. Enters the frame at 78 pitches on the night. First pitch to Restituyo is swung on and missed. The count's 0-1. Restituyo is 0 for 2 tonight, a strikeout and a ground out. There is beginning to be some stirring down in the Art Phils bullpen. Here's the 0-1 from Abel. Fastball on the outside corner for a called strike, counts 0-2.
Yeah, I would think this is kind of a tipping point inning for Mick Abel. If he can get through this inning pretty quickly, they'll probably give him the 6th. But if he struggles in terms of pitch load in this inning, it might be the end of the night.
Next pitch is softly out on the ground towards short. Martin charges, lays the ground ball off the left glove hand and fires a strike to first for out number 1. I thought I heard a little wow out of you, Bob.
I did. He has made every play, and he has not made a whole lot of easy plays. I mean, he's made plays to his left. He's made plays to his right. He charges the ball exceptionally well. But what I like the most out of all of them, that every one of those throws have been chest high on the first baseman. So he's making off-balance throws almost every play he makes, but the throws are all really accurate.
First pitch to Hunter Goodman is outside for a ball 1-0. You know, Nick Podkol's got to love that. Everything
Absolutely.
chest high, right at him. He doesn't have to move. 1-0. That's a breaking pitch in for a called strike, 1-1.
The toughest play Nick Podkol had to make tonight was the one hopper back to Mick Abel when Mick spiked it, throwing it over to first.
Mick to Nick. And Nick Podkol has been so short-handed at the corners this year. 1-1 misses inside for a ball, 2-1.
Yeah, he's really good defensively at first base. That's a lost art in the game with, you know, the power in the game of baseball. You want first baseman who can hit home runs first. Defense comes somewhere down the charts, but he's really good at that bag.
Pitch Outside corner for a called strike, 2-2. Hunter Goodman, 18 home runs on the year. 240 average, 56 runs driven in. For Goodman, the 23-year-old out of University of Memphis, a 4th-round pick in 2021, the 24th ranked prospect for the Rockies entering the 23 season.
Yeah, entering the season.
2-2, swing and a miss on a curveball, and Goodman is down on strikes for out number 2, and that's the 6th strikeout tonight for Mick Abel. That'll bring Grant Levine to the plate.
I know Hunter Goodman, again, just struck out there, but that's based on what he's doing. The where he will be in the prospect list at the end of the season will be far higher, because he's putting up some pretty impressive numbers so far.
First pitch to Levine is fastball just below the knees for a ball, 1-0. Christian Hernandez, the pitcher, up and throwing in the Phillies bullpen. 1-0. Abel drops an off-speed pitch in there for a called strike, 1-1.
You would have to think that Hunter Goodman's time in Hartford is probably going to come to an end relatively soon, that they'll test him, push him up to the next level, and see how he does at AAA.
1-1's fouled back. Count goes 1-2. Elsewhere in the Eastern League, Bowie a 4-0 lead over Richmond. Bottom of the 6th inning. Won't say what's going on, but something's going on, and not the something that was going on here last night. A little better than the something that was going on here last night before it got broken up.
So not only do you want to jinx these games, but you don't want to jinx somebody else's games either.
1-2. On the outside corner, called strike 3. It's a quick and efficient 3 up, 3 down inning for Mick Abel. We've played halfway through here in Baseball Town. All tied up at 2. Bottom of the 5th up next on the Phillies Radio Network.
For top flight local jobs, go with who you know. JP Mascaro & Sons are a leading waste removal company. To meet today's employment and service demands, Mascaro is upgrading its already highly competitive employee wage and benefit package for drivers, collection crew helpers, and other positions. Call 888-MASCARO, MASCARO, for details. Work for an established local family business committed to its employees. Again, call 888-MASCARO today or apply online at www.jpmascaro.com.
Cornwall Manor is an active senior living community on a 190-acre wooded campus in Cornwall, Lebanon County. The community offers independence and opportunities for wellness and fitness, as well as educational and musical programs, and the peace of mind of having convenient health care on site. Cornwall Manor offers a range of residential choices from apartments to homes. Prospective residents are welcome to visit us for lunch and have a chance to learn more about the community. More information is available online at cornwallmanor.org. Cornwall Manor, celebrating 70 years of senior living.
ROG Orthodontics is the proud official partner of the ROG Orthodontics Fightin Phil's Kids Club. Join today at Fightins.com to get your free ROG Orthodontics Kids Club t-shirt, and visit FantasticSmiles.com for more information on why ROG Orthodontics is voted #1 in Berks and Monco. ROG Orthodontics and the Fightin Phil's, 2 great hometown partners.
Bottom half of the 5th inning, still a 2-2 ball game from FirstEnergy Stadium. Jake Starr, Bob McCool. Thanks for joining us here on the Phillies Radio Network. Joe Rock returns for inning number 5 of work. He's been really good since giving up those 2 runs in the first inning. And he'll get 8-9-1 of the Fightin Phillies lineup. McCarthy Tatum will lead things off here in the frame. Tatum, who was up when Wilson was picked off last inning, first pitch to him, is down low for a ball, 1-0.
Yeah, when last inning ended, Tyler Henson spent some time talking with Ethan Wilson after he got picked off on that final play of the inning.
Next pitch, Tatum will take outside for a ball, 2-0.
More than likely, Ethan Wilson thinking to go on first movement, but with a left-handed pitcher, you can't do that because they have that deceptive move, and he was picked off pretty easily.
2-0. Tatum will take. That'll be outside for a ball. That counts 3-0. See if Tatum has the red or green light here at 3-0. Here's the pitch. And he's taken all the way, and it's on the corner for a called strike, 3-1. Tatum, a .243 hitter overall this year, pair of home runs, 18 RBI. The pitch is fouled straight back, counts full. 2-2 ball game, bottom half of the 5th inning. Fightin's 2 in the first. Hartford 1 each in the first and second. Running out, hitting Hartford 6-4 this evening. The pitch. Tatum will shoot it down the right field line. That's a fair ball. It'll ricochet past the Phillies bullpen and go all the way to the wall. Fielded by Veen. Tatum thought about third for a second, but Tyler Henson throws a big stop sign up in the third base coach's box, so Tatum will stop there. It is a leadoff double for him, his 10th two-bagger of the season.
So the Phils are doing some line painting in this game. Madison Stokes down the left field line for a double. And now Carlos De La Cruz and McCarthy Tatum doing the same thing down the right field line. That was just fair, and it started to bounce around down in that bullpen. Tatum started just trying to kick it into another gear and think about going to third, but made the right decision. You don't want to make that first out at third base.
Cody Roberts up, first pitch to him. Up and away for a ball, 1-0. Christian Hernandez throwing lightly in the Phillies bullpen. Not sure if it's because he's ready or if it's more he's just trying to stay loose and then will continue to throw if Abel goes back out in the 6th. 1-0. Down low for a ball, 2-0.
According to the MILB app, Mick Abel was 90 pitches when that inning ended. So kind of assuming that he's probably done with a solid outing and 90 pitches.
2 of the count. Tatum leads off second. 9-man Roberts up. Rock gets a sign to lefty deals. Roberts, big swing and a miss, 2-1. Went upstairs with a fastball, Rock did.
So my guess is that Hernandez is relatively loose, and he still has obviously time. There's no outs here in this inning, that if he still needs to throw a little bit more to get loose, he's got time.
Roberts takes the 2-1 outside, counts 3-1 to the righty. Cody Roberts 1 for 1 today, doubled back in the second. Was eventually stranded there when the inning came to an end. Leadoff man Madison Stokes awaits on deck. Rock down to the count, set at the letters. For the third base side of the rubber deals. Roberts skies in the air out towards right center. Restituyo and Veen range over. Restituyo's under. The center fielder makes the catch. Tatum will start and then stop a tag. Draws a throw that goes to the cutoff man, the shortstop Navarro. And that's out number 1 for Madison Stokes.
Hit it a long way. Obviously hit it to one of the deeper parts of the ballpark, or almost as deep as you can get. And a good job by McCarthy Tatum. Again, not the fastest base runner in the world, but you challenge the center fielder. You make him make the throw. Restituyo does have he's a really good center fielder with a pretty good arm. And McCarthy Tatum wasn't going anywhere.
Now I can say a perfect game, and Bowie ends after 6+ innings in the top of the 7th. Richmond got a base runner. Here's the pitch. That's a line drive into left field for a base hit. Tatum had to hold up for a second at second, so he'll get the red light at third. Ball's cut off by Navarro, the shortstop, and it's a 1-out single for Stokes. Tatum the third. Runners on the corners for De La Cruz.
Yeah, McCarthy Tatum held up for a moment because he wasn't sure the ball was going to get through. It was between short and third, but from his perspective at second base, he couldn't quite tell for sure whether or not Boswell had a play at it. So he hesitated for a moment. Again, it's the right play to make. It might be the conservative piece of the puzzle, but it's the right decision, and especially with the guy at the plate coming up.
De La Cruz steps in, 1 for 2 tonight. Tripled and scored a run back in the first. Has men on the corners for him. Rock will deal. De La Cruz, a big swing and a miss, 0-1. De La Cruz, a .216 hitter this year. 11 for 36 with runners in scoring position. As McCarthy Tatum leads off at third base. Rock set. Long pause, the 0-1. Swing and a miss, 0-2 to De La Cruz. With this hit in the first, De La Cruz extended his on-base streak to 30 games. The first RFO to have a 30 or more game hit streak since Cameron Perkins in 2014. The longest on-base streak since J.P. Crawford had 27 in 2015. Next pitch is a ground ball towards the middle. Fielded by Navarro. He'll go to second for 1. Throw to first is in time. And it's a 6-3 inning-ending double play. No runs on the inning for the Phillies. There were 2 hits, no errors, 1 left. We'll go to the 6th, still 2-2 on the Phillies Radio Network.
Corner Cornwall Manor is an active senior living community on a 190-acre wooded campus in Cornwall, Lebanon County. The community offers independence and opportunities for wellness and fitness, as well as educational and musical programs, and the peace of mind of having convenient health care on site. Cornwall Manor offers a range of residential choices from apartments to homes. Prospective residents are welcome to visit us for lunch and have a chance to learn more about the community. More information is available online at cornwallmanor.org. Cornwall Manor, celebrating 70 years of senior living.
Our Phillies fans can continue to expect great performances all season long on the Burke's Commercial Roofing stage. It's the home of great local talent, including the Our Phillies mascot band. Burke's Commercial Roofing prides itself on being a locally owned and operated company that puts an emphasis on customer service. They provide free on-site estimates and can handle any size repair, restoration, or replacement. Visit burkscommercialroofing.com or call 610-717-3949 for more information. And don't forget to sit back, relax, and enjoy the show at the Burke's Commercial Roofing stage at America's Classic Ballpark.
To enjoy a perfectly crafted 1893 from the makers of Pepsi Cola, you must first appreciate its carefully selected ingredients. A dash of cola nut extract, a hint of real sugar, a splash of sparkling water, and a generous amount of attractive spokesperson. Trust me, I'm gorgeous. Cheers to 1893 boldly blended colas, a delicious balancing act of premium ingredients from the makers of Pepsi Cola.
Mick Abel's day, and it was a good one at that, comes to an end. Christian Hernandez, the arm in for the R Phils in this top half of the sixth inning. It's a 2-2 ball game, as first batter he gets is Braxton Fulford, the cleanup man. First pitch home is outside for ball 1-0. Hernandez, it's his 15th appearance of the year. 2-0, a 2.18 ERA. 23 strikeouts, 8 walks across 20 2/3 innings pitched. 1-0. Outside corner for a called strike, 1-1.
So the final line for Abel, 5 innings, obviously 4 hits, 2 runs, both of them earned, 2 walks, and 7 strikeouts. As we said, he threw 90 pitches tonight.
Here's the pitch. That's a foul back, and the count is 1-2.
So again, Abel will not factor into the decision no matter what happens this, because obviously his ERA will improve a little bit, and now on the year, he hits 60 strikeouts on the year with his 7 tonight.
1-2. That one's shot foul back. It's 1-2.
Double play that the Phils hit into to end the inning. The 5th time this series they have hit into a double play. And coming into play tonight, they were tied for 2nd in the Eastern League, grounded into double plays with Akron. Erie leads with 46. The Phils coming into tonight had 41. They've grounded into 2 tonight. So they've hurt themselves with some opportunities. And again, we talked with Tyler Henson before the game tonight. He was a little frustrated with last night.
1-2 upstairs for a ball, 2-2.
But they're hitting in scoring position. Obviously, they erupted for the 14th spot on Tuesday. Is fine, but they have struggled to score runs since Tuesday night's game.
2-2 ball game, top of the 6th. Hernandez, the righty, deals. That one's in tight, and that'll get a piece of, looks like, the arm of Braxton Fulford. So he's hit by a pitch, and it's a leadoff base runner for the Argoats, and that'll bring Zach Veen to the plate.
And Fulford kind of turned into it. Looked like it got him in a hand. I'm not sure which hand it was, but he kind of opened up, taking a stride into the pitch, and the pitch was bearing in on him, and he kind of almost strided into it.
Just the 2nd time that Fulford's been hit by a pitch this year. Granted, just his 10th game overall, so very small sample size still. Zach Veen steps in from the left side. He's 0 for 2 tonight. Will be choked up slightly on the bat as Fulford leads off at first. Hernandez deals. First pitch over for a called strike, 0-1. Hernandez should be fresh. First time he's pitched in 4 days. Went an inning against Binghamton back on Sunday. Struck out 1, no runs, no hits allowed. Hernandez, who has been a very steady arm out of the bullpen this year for the Fightin' Phils. 0-1. Swing a ground ball towards first. Poggle leaps and it nicks off his glove in the right field, a base hit. Around second was Fulford. He stumbled, so he'll head back to the bag. So it'll be a no out single for Zach Veen. That's runners on first and second for Brett Boswell.
Yeah, Podkill, because he's holding the bag and holding the runner on the bag, he's obviously up shallow. If he's back in his normal position with nobody on base, it's a routine ground ball to Podkill. But because he was up tight, holding the runner on, he wasn't quite able to get high enough to get it. It just deflected, as Jake said, off the top of his glove. But clean base hit for Veen. And the Goats got something going here in the 6th.
Boswell 0 for 2 tonight. First pitch upstairs for a ball 1-0. Hernandez was allowed just one earned run across his last 5 outings. That spans 8 innings, so pretty close to that 2.18 ERA that he has so far this year. 1-0 is down and in for a ball 2-0. That 2.18 ERA would be a lot lower if it wasn't for
his first outing.
A rough first outing of the season when he was activated off the development list. 2-0 the count here to Brett Boswell. The pitch. Skied in the air. It'll slice back foul to the left side, 2-1. Boswell, 190 hitter overall, 6 home runs, 24 RBI. Next pitch is in tight, and the count goes 3-1. Men on first and second. Boswell, a 211 hitter this year with runners in scoring position. 3-1. Swinging a chopper towards second. Stokes fields, flips to Martin for one. Throw to first from Martin is in time. And like Hartford's done the Reading so many times tonight, it's a 4-6-3 double play. 2 outs in the inning, and that'll bring Fulford to third, Blomgren up to the plate. That double play brought to you by Univest.
So that quickly, the complexion of the inning turns around, and now Hernandez in a position where he can see his way out of this with a runner at third base.
Blomgren 1 for 2 tonight. Does have a double and a strikeout as Fulford leads off a third. First pitch. Outside for a ball 1-0.
By the way, that inning and that first outing by Hernandez we're talking about actually was against Hartford back on April 15th. He did not retire a batter, gave up a hit and 3 walks.
1-0. That is at the knees for a called strike, 1-1. Blomgren with the runner on third, just a 167 hitter. Limited sample size, of course. 1 hit in 6 at-bats with runners in scoring position. Blomgren, who's recently been added to this Yard Goat roster. 1-1. Outside corner for a called strike, 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner on third is Braxton Fulford. 2-2 ball game, top half of the 6th. Hernandez trying to keep it a tie game. The righty will come set of the belt. The 1-2. Tried to go to a breaking pitch. That's down low. Excellent job by Cody Roberts to smother it. And the count's even at 2.
The Phillies pitching staff so far in this series had a lot of success getting Hartford hitters to chase those breaking balls, especially the low breaking balls, down. But you have to have reliance on your catcher to block it.
And it's set at the belt again, the 2-2. That's inside, and that'll hit Jack Blomgren. So the second batter that's been hit this inning by Hernandez. The first time Blomgren's been hit this year with Hartford, and he looks to be in some pain. Kristen Orfia will run in from the third base coach's box. Take a look at him. Coy Coker, the trainer, also taking a look at him as well as he's crouched over just to the right of the home plate dirt circle and looks to be in some pain. Brad Bergeson also will take a mound visit.
Yeah, it looked like it got him on the left thigh, unless his hand was in the way. I'm not sure if his hand was in the way or not. I think it got his hand. I think he kind of dropped the bat down and put his hand down, and it might have gotten the hand as opposed to the thigh, but either one, obviously it hurt. So that's 4 hit batters by the bullpen for Reading now over the course of the last 2 innings of this series. Hit 2 in the 9th inning. Andrew Baker came in the 9th inning and hit 2 batters, set up the opportunity for the Yard Goats to tie the game in the 9th and then win it in the 10th. And now 2 more batters hit in this inning by Hernandez.
So it puts men on the corners, 2 outs for Colin Simpson now. Simpson's reached base both times tonight. Doubled and scored in the second, walked in the fourth. Hernandez trying to get out of a little bit of a jam. Here's the pitch. That will be down low for a ball, 1-0.
Yard goat bullpen, by the way, is quiet. Rock has been pretty economical in his pitches, so he's definitely coming back out for the sixth.
Hernandez set of the belt, the pitch. That's down low for a ball, 2-0.
Blumgren either bluffing or started and stopped at first base.
Blumgren 3 for 4 in stolen bases across 7 games so far with Hartford. Simpson at the plate, a 185 hitter this year with runners in scoring position. 2-0, runner goes. That one is swung on and hit back. And the count's 2-1.
Well, I guess I know the answer now. He wasn't bluffing. He did start and stop because that time he did take off.
It's a Hartford team, though, that very aggressive at the plate. Simpson a 160 hitter with 2 outs this year, so numbers certainly against Simpson, the 8-hole hitter. With 2 outs and a runner in scoring position. Runner will go again, and Roberts will bluff the throw to first and thought about throwing back to third. Pitcher's inside for a ball. So Blomgren has second base stolen. His 4th of the year with Hartford. And 3-1 count, hitters count to Colin Simpson. 2 outs, top of the 6th, and a 2-2 ball game. Runners on second and third for the Yard Goats. Hernandez kicks and deals. That one is roped foul towards the Phillies bullpen, and looks like Tyler McKay looks like he fields it again and flips it into the fans.
Must be the designated retriever in the Phillies bullpen.
Tyler McKay retrieving down in the bullpen. Counts full, 2 outs. Pitch from Hernandez. Swing and a miss. He got him on an off-speed pitch. Christian Hernandez works into some trouble and works out of some trouble to keep this a tied ball game. No runs on a hit, no errors, and 2 left for the Yard Goats. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th, 2-2. We are on the Phillies Radio Network.
The Reading Fightin Phillies are proud to partner with Berks County Mental Health and Disabilities Program. Together, we are striking out the stigma in order to raise community awareness about mental illness and suicide prevention with 3 simple words. Are you okay? The help is to begin a conversation to show Berks County that we care. Suicide hurts and affects everyone, but help is here. We will work together to help raise awareness about suicide and identify what we can do as the community to prevent it. People in need of assistance and support should call Crisis Intervention at 610-379-2007.
Spend some quality time with the family by taking them out to the ball game every Sunday home game at FirstEnergy Stadium. Sundays are Berks Packing Sunday Family Fun Days, presented by Golden Oaks Golf Club, PA Army National Guard, Culligan Water, Aspen Home Improvements, and Rip It Baseball Town Charities batting cages. Get 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, and 4 sodas for only $56 when purchased in advance. Join us for Berks Packing Sunday Family Fun Days at all Sunday home games all season long at FirstEnergy Stadium.
Looking for the place to have the ultimate family fun at the Fightin Phillies game? Look no further than Capital Blue Cross Funland. Capital Blue Cross Funland features the most exciting games and entertainment at the ballpark, including speed pitch, mini golf, ring toss and peach basket toss, mascot autograph booth, a bounce house, and the incredible giant inflatable slide. Bring your family to all the fun at their next Phillies game at Capital Blue Cross Funland.
Bottom of the 6th, as we've remained in a 2-2 gridlock for quite a while now. Johan Rojas leads things off. 3-4-5 due up for the Fightin Phillies in the frame. Joe Rock, the lefty, deals, and the first pitch is down low for a ball in this inning number 6 for Joe Rock. There is action in the Yard Goats bullpen. It's the lefty Austin Kitchen up and throwing. 1-0. That one is down low for a ball. 2-0. Rojas is 0 for 2 tonight, hitting .303 on the season. 2-0. That one skied in the air, slicing out of play, foul to the right side. 2-1.
It would be interesting if the Goats look like it would be Kitchen who would be next up, another lefty up in a right-handed dominant lineup for Reading.
2-1. is roped down the right field line. It's fair, and a roll all the way to the corner. Watch Johan fly. Goes into second, peers his head back, and a nice job by Veen to get it in quickly. And that'll keep Johan Rojas at just second base. It's 12th double of the season.
Yeah, Rojas thinking about it all the way, but as Jake said, Zach Veen, give him credit. He got over there quickly and got it in a position that Rojas had to set down the brakes and roll into second base. But again, like we said with McCarthy, Tatum last inning, stopping at second base ultimately is the right call. If you're going to go to third base, you better make it because you don't want to make that first out at third base.
Nick Podkul steps in. He's 0 for 2 tonight. First pitch is fouled back. Counts 0-1.
See, now this is where the Phils now have to start making some productive at-bats. They have continually getting men in scoring position, but the double plays have hurt them in this game. But you got a leadoff man on second base. You got to get him over to third base with less than 2 outs.
See if Podkul here 0 for 2 tonight can have a productive at-bat. Rojas leads off the bag. Pitch to Podkul is inside for a ball, 1-1. Podkul, 3 for 11 across the series so far. 6 for 20, 300 against the Yard Goats so far here in 2023. Here's the pitch. That's in tight, 2-1. It was that series back the first week of May when Nick Podkul really started to kind of establish himself as an everyday regular in Al Padrique's lineup. And he really hasn't turned back since. Hit .333 so far this year against Hartford entering tonight. 2-1, Rojas will go. Podkul will drive it to the left center field gap. That's down. It's cut off by the center Restituyo, but Rojas jogs home. Throw to second for Podkul is in time, and he's thrown out. But it is an RBI base hit for Nick Podkul, and he is cut off at second base, and the Phils now lead it 3-2.
And Rojas took off on the play to steal the bag, and then Podkul hit a screamer into left center field. And Rojas heard the contact and had to put on the brakes. And until he refocused on Tyler Henson waving him home, he was able to score easily.
RBI number 22 for Podkul this year. Matt Kroon steps in. First pitch is a curveball, and he takes it for a called strike, 0-1. Kroon 1 for 2 tonight. Average up to .310. That leads the Fightin' Phils. Rock the lefty deals. On the outside corner for a called strike, 0-2. Like you said, a righty-dominant lineup tonight. Just one lefty in the lineup tonight. That's Ethan Wilson. 0-2 to Kroon. Down low for a ball, 1-2. Oliver Dunn, who's been a regular, gets the night off. Herbert Iser, also a lefty, on the bench. And Max McDowell, a righty. The three-man bench for the Fightin' Phils. 1-2 the count to Kroon, the pitch. He hits that one hard on the ground towards third. Skitters under the glove of the third baseman Boswell and the shortstop Navarro, and it is a base hit with 1 out for Matt Kroon. Second hit of the day, and that brings Casey Martin to the plate.
Still a lot to happen yet in this inning, but again, now with Podkul getting thrown out, trying to stretch that into a double, now that kind of magnifies itself a little bit. He'd be sitting at third base now, Verner's in the corners and nobody out.
Kristen Orphy is out, and Joe Rock's day will come to an end. Solid outing for Joe Rock. We'll head to the dugout to watch the rest of it as Austin Kitchen enters the game. Back after this on the Phils Radio Network.
Are you looking for a reliable food distributor to meet all your culinary needs? Look no further than our trusted team at Feaser's Food Distributors. For over 120 years, our products have been sourced from the best farms and suppliers, ensuring that you get the best ingredients for your restaurant or organization. From fresh produce to premium meats, Feaser's supplies everything but the appetite. Visit Feasers.com today to experience the difference in working with a top-tier, family-owned food distributor. Feasers, your partner for success in the kitchen. Looking for a fast and hassle-free way to get your snacks and non-perishable groceries? Look no further than FeasersDirect.com. With just a few clicks, discover the convenience of having your culinary essentials ready for a pickup at our headquarters in Harrisburg.
Empowering communities one relationship at a time is our commitment at Tompkins. Our customers have thrived thanks to our focus on local lending and their commitment to the customers they serve.
They do a great job, everything for us from our banking, our insurance, to our wealth management.
Tompkins has always been there for us. We see a long relationship with Tompkins. They're good people.
Tompkins, banking, insurance, wealth. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender. Investment and insurance products are not FDIC insured, not bank guaranteed, and may lose value.
Be the first to know everything about your Red and Fightin' Phils by signing up for the Baseball Town Insider email newsletter. Once you become a Baseball Town Insider, you will receive breaking news about Fightin's promotions, including giveaways and guest appearances, special events, exclusive offers, and discounts on tickets and merchandise, just for being a Baseball Town Insider. Visit Fightin.com to sign up for this free email newsletter. Baseball Town Insider. Stay in the loop and become a member today.
Still in the bottom of the sixth, Austin Kitchen enters, the lefty for the Yard Goats, making his 17th appearance of the year, has a 2.28 ERA, as Kroon leads off first, 1 out of the inning, 3-2 ball game for Casey Martin. First pitch is down low for a ball, 1-0.
Great strikeout to walk ratio for Austin Kitchen. 27 2/3 innings, 25 strikeouts, only 4 walks.
Raku wasn't perfect tonight, but worked around some trouble to keep it a manageable ball game. 1-0. Martin slices one in the air out towards right. Veen racing back. He turns, squares to it, and the right fielder makes the catch for out number 2. Second straight fly out to right for Martin, and that'll bring Ethan Wilson to the plate. 2 outs and Kroon on first.
Yeah, just got that one off the end of the bat a little bit. And so it just didn't get as much on it. And enough to carry it over Veen's head. Kroon initially thinking that ball was going to carry, and it didn't. He had to put on the brakes and scramble back to get the back to first base.
Ethan Wilson 2 for 2 tonight. Kitchen kicks and deals. Big swing and a miss on an outside breaking ball by Wilson.
Just fooled him a little bit. Ethan was not thinking he was going to get a first pitch curveball, and that was way outside.
Dangling the left arm is Kitchen. Pierce home gets his sign from Fulford behind the plate. He'll check on Kroon at first. 2 outs in the inning as Wilson bats from the left side. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, and the count goes to 0-2.
Yeah, I would think he's going to see that again. He has not looked very good on either of the 2 curveballs that he's facing against the lefty. So again, Ethan Wilson will call the timeout, have a conversation with himself outside the batter's box.
0-2 the count to Wilson. Kitchen deals and fans over a curveball, and he strikes out on 3 pitches. Our Phils do retake the lead. 1 run in the inning. They do it on 3 hits. Were no errors and 1 man left on base. We played 6. Reading back in front. Christian Hernandez back on the mound. 3-2 Reading on the Our Phils Radio Network.
Are you looking for a reliable food distributor to meet all your culinary needs? Look no further than our trusted team at Feaser's Food Distributors. For over 120 years, our products have been sourced from the best farms and suppliers, ensuring that you get the best ingredients for your restaurant or organization. From fresh produce to premium meats, Feaser's supplies everything but the appetite. Visit Feasers.com today to experience the difference in working with a top-tier, family-owned food distributor. Feaser's, your partner for success in the kitchen. Looking for a fast and hassle-free way to get your snacks and non-perishable groceries? Look no further than FeasersDirect.com. With just a few clicks, discover the convenience of having your culinary essentials ready for a pickup at our headquarters in Harrisburg.
Empowering communities one relationship at a time is our commitment at Tompkins. Our customers have thrived thanks to our focus on local lending and their commitment to the customers they serve.
They do a great job, everything for us from our banking, our insurance, to our wealth management.
Tompkins has always been there for us. We see a long relationship with Tompkins. They're good people.
Tompkins, banking, insurance, wealth. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender. Investment and insurance products are not FDIC insured, not bank guaranteed, and may lose value.
Be the first to know everything about your Red and Fightin' Phils by signing up for the Baseball Town Insider email newsletter. Once you become a Baseball Town Insider, you will receive breaking news about Fightin's promotions, including giveaways and guest appearances, special events.
Back here for the top of the 7th, Reading leads at 3-2. Pass things over to Bob McCool, who will bring us home the rest of the way.
Christian Hernandez back out there for the second inning. Now in a position where he can win this game, with the Phils taking the lead at 3-2 in the bottom half of the sixth. And so in the top half of the seventh, Christopher Navarro will lead it off for the Yard Goats. He'll be followed by the top of the order, Vladimir Restitutillo and Hunter Goodman. And the first pitch from Hernandez is over for a call strike. Navarro 1 for 2 in the night with an RBI double back in the second. And he hits this one hard, but right at Casey Martin. He'll make the throw across the diamond. The easiest play that Casey Martin has had in his 3 games now in Reading, and that's 1 out here in the 7th.
I need analytics on Casey Martin's arm strength from shortstop. I don't know if our video coordinator might have it or if anyone in the Phillies farm system has it, but like, I need those numbers, how hard Casey Martin throws across the diamond.
Well, hopefully we won't find it out because he has to pitch the 9th inning some night, a la Cody Clemens, and find out what his fastball is. Here's one hit to Kroon, tough hop, but he makes the play, and he'll make the throw across the diamond, and Restitutillo is out on 1 pitch. 2 down here in the 7th.
Yeah, Kroon playing up. It was in between hop, ate him up, but Kroon, who we talked about, played for third base in college and kind of making that adjustment back at the professional level and did a good job. You know, you're taught usually not to funnel the ball, but a situation like that, he kind of got it, funneled it into his chest, made sure he had it, fired a strike across. Kroon, another guy who's got a great arm on the left side.
That'll bring up Hunter Goodman, 1 for 3 on the night. He hit a solo home run off of Mick Abel in the first. Abel went the first 5 innings, gave up 4 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, and 7 strikeouts. Christian Hernandez pitched himself out of a jam in the 6th. He's got two outs and nobody on here in the 7th. The first pitch to Goodman is a ball. The second one, Goodman fouls off his front foot, so it's now 1-1. The Eastern League leader in home runs and RBIs. We've talked about the chase for the lead in the RBI numbers for the Phils, and that's all in the low to mid 30s. And Hunter Goodman has 56 already on the season. That's way outside. He is 12 better than the second place spot in the RBI column coming into tonight's game. Now 13 better with his solo home run tonight. 2-1 facing Hernandez right now. And gets that one over at the letters. Goodman didn't think so. Now it's 2 balls and 2 strikes to Hunter Goodman.
Yeah, league leader in home runs with now 18 RBI. He leads the league in, as Bob just said.
So 2-2 now. Hernandez pitches from the stretch. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and a pump of the glove from Christian Hernandez as he retires the Yard Goats 1-2-3 in the 7th. And we'll head to the 7th inning stretch in Baseball Town. Fightin's on top, 3-2.
Nursing home neglect is a serious problem. If you or a loved one has suffered from bed sores obtained in a nursing home or a fall down in a nursing home resulting in a fracture, our friends at Swartz Culleton can help. Call the attorneys at Swartz Culleton for a free consultation. Their phone number is 1-800-JUSTICE. That's 1-800-587-8423. Once again, call 1-800-JUSTICE today. Swartz Culleton is a proud sponsor of the Reading Fightin' Phils.
International Fireworks is the official fireworks provider of the R Phils. International Fireworks shoots every fireworks show throughout the season, including 8 Mega Blast fireworks shows. International Fireworks also provides the pregame fireworks after the national anthem at each game. International Fireworks has a nearby retail store in Douglasville, Pennsylvania, where you can purchase all of your fireworks. Visit fireworksourus.com for more information about the International Fireworks retail store in Douglasville. Thanks again to International Fireworks, the official fireworks provider of the R Phils.
There's a weekend in July where the baseball world revolves around a village in upstate New York. Baseball Hall of Fame induction weekend in Cooperstown is an unforgettable experience filled with family-friendly activities and priceless moments. Make your plans today for July 21st through the 24th for the induction of Fred McGriff and Scott Rowland as the class of 2023. Visit baseballhall.org today for the entire schedule. See you in Cooperstown, where the journey becomes legend.
If you've been injured at work, get justice. Call 1-800-JUSTICE today. Swartz Culleton PC presenting the bottom half of the 7th inning. Reading Keystones, as they are on a throwback Thursday tonight here at FirstEnergy Stadium. 3-2, Fightin's on top as they come to the plate here in the bottom of the 7th. McCarthy Tatum Cody Roberts, and the top of the order, Madison Stokes, set to face Austin Kitchen, who came on to finish off the 6th inning for Hartford, and McCarthy Tatum is hit by a pitch. We have talked about the chase at the top in the hit by pitch category between McCarthy Tatum and Max McDowell. As I described it, the race that nobody wants to win, and McCarthy Tatum is hit by the pitch. That's the 10th time that McCarthy Tatum has been hit by a pitch. Max McDowell leads with 11. But he is a one-out base runner here in the 7th. And I'll bring up Cody Roberts. Tatum on base for the 2nd time. He doubled back in the 5th. Cody Roberts with a double in this one as well. 1 for 2 in total. Flew out to center field his other plate appearance. The first pitch from Kitchen is a ball. Kitchen came in and got the last 2 outs of the 6th and got the Goats out of a jam after Reading had scored the run that put them on top right now 3-2. Here's a curveball to Roberts and a good one for a called strike. Johan Rojas got it started with a double. Nick Podko plated him with a single. That's how the Phils took the lead at 3-2. McCarthy Tatum takes his lead off of first. 1-1 count to Cody Roberts. That one's in the dirt, and a late break by Tatum, and a throw that rolls into center field. Tatum will get up, and he'll head to third base. Great base running by McCarthy Tatum. Looked like a delayed steal. And Braxton Fulford, the catcher, kind of hesitated for a moment, and then threw the throw in the dirt to second base that got away from Christopher Navarro, the shortstop, covering. And McCarthy Tatum, to his credit, got up and hustled to third base. So it'll be a stolen base for Tatum. And then an error on the catcher that allows Tatum to go to third base, where he is now there with nobody out for Cody Roberts. First error of the game against either side. And it's 2 balls and a strike to Cody Roberts. He fouls this one out of play. As much as we've talked about the Reading offense, they have been very good at trying to come from behind. But in this particular spot is where they have not excelled, and that is extending leads. Right now they've extended it by 1 to 3-2, but a prime spot here to extend this lead. As Roberts says the ball hit him on the foot, Paul Romer doesn't agree with him. And so it's 3 balls and 2 strikes instead to Cody Roberts.
It's like Tyler Henson not contesting it, so see if Roberts can make it pay off. That'll take time. Oh, that's fair. Recollect yourself.
Right. Because Kitchen was ready to deliver the pitch, and Roberts still wasn't set in the box, so that's the smart play by the veteran Cody Roberts. 3 balls and 2 strikes to him. That's outside ball 4. So he does get on base. First walk surrendered by Kitchen since coming into the game. And the first walk surrendered by Hartford tonight, because Joe Rock gave up a bunch of hits, but he didn't walk the batter. As Madison Stokes now steps to the plate. Stokes 2 for 3 on the night.
Going to get a mound visit here from Blaine Beatty, the pitching coach. But look, you can't draw up a better situation than this. You get your 8 and your 9 hole guys both on. You got guys in the corners, no outs for the top of your lineup. Stokes 2 for 3. De La Cruz 1 for 3 of a triple. Rojas has a hit and a double. Both have run score. All 3 have run scores. All 3 runs have come from 1, 2, 3 in the lineup. This is where you need to break this game open. You have to this inning.
So it'll also be curious to see after this conversation at the mound how Hartford plays this defensively. Do they play the infield back and try to get yet another double play and essentially concede a run? Or do they bring the infield up to try to not concede that run and cut it off at the plate? Again, double plays have been a nemesis for the Fightins in this series.
I'm sure that was part of the very extended conversation with Beatty, his pitcher, Austin Kitchen, and his battery mate, and the entire infield for the Yard Goats. We'll see. Looks like it's going to be,
they're going to
play back.
Yep.
Turn 2.
Matt Seelinger is up and throwing for the Fightin, so he'll have the 8th inning. Great job by Christian Hernandez, especially in that 7th inning. Now it looks like they bring the middle infielders kind of halfway.
So if it's hit hard, they go home. Softly, they'll turn 2.
Madison Stokes again, the hitter. The left-hander, Austin Kitchen. First pitch way outside. Also a spot where Stokes has to be patient. Doubled and scored in the first, single back in the fifth. Strikeout in between. Tapped towards short. Navarro had to back up on it, booted it, and everybody's safe. McCarthy Tatum scores run number 4. Madison Stokes is safe at first.
So it's an E6 on the shortstop, but Stokes does get an RBI because, only thing you could really assume is the fielder's choice, and the run still would have scored there.
Yeah, you can never assume the double play, and that's what Navarro got caught kind of in between, and ball rolled into center field, allows Roberts to be safe at second base now, and Stokes at first for Carlos De La Cruz. Still nobody out in the inning. Phil's with a run across. De La Cruz, 1 for 3 in the night. RBI triple in the first, and then scored the Phil's second run in that first half. RBI number 16 on the season for Madison Stokes. This one fouled out of play, and it's 1-1 to Carlos De La Cruz. This series began. De La Cruz led the Fightins in the RBI column. He no longer does that, but he could also regain it right now with one swing of the bat. 1-1 to him. That one's in the dirt, 2-1.
So predictable at this point.
Throwing it out there.
Looks like Andrew Schultz up and throwing in the Phil's bullpen.
This one lifted straight up into right field. Zach Veen will call for it, and he'll make the catch. That was a mile in the air and too shallow for Roberts to tag up, so that's the first out here in the 7th.
Only appropriate that the team who's an affiliate of the team that plays in the Mile High City has a Mile High pop-up, and Veen took him a second, I think, to spot it, because you're still in that tail end of that awkward twilight part of the night where the sky's not fully pitch black yet. So it can be possible, especially for those super high pops, to lose some in the lights.
So that will bring up Johan Rojas. Rojas 1 for 3 on the night with a double and a run scored to go along with an RBI. Drove in the run on the ground out in the first, doubled and scored in the 6th. First pitch to him is over for a called strike. Jake is correct. I said it was Seelinger who's up and loosening up in the bullpen. It is Andrew Schultz who's loose for the Phils. This one is Lawwood. Now it's 2-0. Meantime, the Yard Goats bullpen is quiet. So this is Austin Kitchen's mess and his job to try to get out of it. 1 in, 2 on, 1 out. That one's low for a ball. In his defense, it's not all his mess. His defense has let him down as the Yard Goats have made a couple errors in this inning.
But the Phils have put the ball in play,
Absolutely
and
correct.
Even the error wasn't a ball hit directly to a guy, still forced him to try and make a tough play. Still, yes, he should have made it, but wasn't the most routine play in the world.
So 2-1 now to Johan Rojas. And make it 3-1.
Rojas knows the zone here. You're looking one pitch, one spot. If it's not what you want, live to see the next one.
4-2, Fightin's on top. Looking for more here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Curveball that's way outside, ball 4. Now the Fightins have them loaded. Second walk in the inning surrendered by Kitchen. Roberts goes to third, Stokes to second. Johan Rojas a base runner for the second time, and here comes Nick Podkul.
Nick Podkul is not had an at-bat, but he has had bases loaded this year. He is 0 for 1 with bases loaded this year, so very limited sample size for Podkul with the bases juiced.
RBI single his last time up, 1 for 3 on the night. First pitch, this is outside.
Shall correct myself. He has a walk in his lone plate appearance that drove in a run. So 0 for 0, walk and an RBI with bases loaded.
Kitchen, the left-hander, from the stretch. And again, misses. 2-0.
Just one grand slam this year for Reading. April 25th, Cam Cannon deposited one into the pool deck against Altoona. That was the first game of a 6-game series, the Curve. A morning game that Reading blew out the Curve.
Kitchen, who looked really good into getting the 2 outs in the 6th, has some control issues here in the 7th. Podko swings at the 2-0 pitch and beats it foul. Again, it started by hitting the leadoff man in the inning, McCarthy Tatum, with a pitch, then a walk to Cody Roberts. An error off the bat of Madison Stokes scored Tatum. And a walk to Johan Rojas with a fly out in between. So it's bases loaded, 1 out. 2-1 to Podko. And misses again, and it's 3-1.
Just down below the knees.
Great take by Nick Podko.
There is also action in the Hartford bullpen as well.
Like Nick Kuja, I believe, is the right-hander warming up.
Would be.
This one beats it foul down the third baseline, but he has just begun to throw, so he is nowhere close to getting loose and being able to get in this game. So it's now 3 balls and 2 strikes to Nick Podko. Only 1 out in the inning, so the runners will not get the running start. Matthew Kroon in the on-deck circle for the Keystones on a throwback Thursday night. Outside, ball 4, and another run comes across on the walk. That makes it a 5-2 Vikings lead.
Cody Roberts scores, and Podko now in both his bases loaded situations this year has worked walks both times, and hey, that's what you got to do. Don't need to always be the guy that hits the grand slam. Just win the battle and turn it over.
Yep, get an RBI out of it. Second of the night, 23rd of the season. And pass the baton for Matthew Kroon. But with that, Kristen Orfeo will pounce out of the dugout. And that will be it for Austin Kitchen. So the Alvernia University Golden Wolves call to the bullpen when we come back to FirstEnergy Stadium after this.
Nursing home neglect is a serious problem. If you or a loved one has suffered from bed sores obtained in a nursing home or a fall down in a nursing home resulting in a fracture, our friends at Swartz Culleton can help. Call the attorneys at Swartz Culleton for a free consultation. Their phone number is 1-800-JUSTICE. That's 1-800-587-8423. Once again, call 1-800-JUSTICE today. Swartz Culleton is a proud sponsor of the Reading Fightin' Phils.
Celebrate the history of our national pastime at the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown. See priceless treasures that'll bring your baseball memories to life. Connect with events that have shaped and changed the game and our country. Our stories to tell, your memories to share. Plan your visit today at baseballhall.org.
The Reading Fightin' Phils birthday package is the best way to celebrate a birthday. Whether you're a youngster or an adult, there's no better birthday than a Fightin' Phils birthday. The Fightin' Fan birthday package is customizable for fans of any age and starts at just $130. Base packages include 10 general admission tickets to a Fightin's home game, an autographed baseball, and a VIP reserved parking spot. Fans can also add a wide variety of experiences and options to make sure your favorite Fightin's fan's birthday is a grand slam.
So the new pitcher for the Yard Goats is right-hander Nick Kuja. He comes in quite the pickle. Bases are loaded and 1 out. 2 runs already across for the Fightins. It's a 5-2 Reading lead. And Matthew Kroon will be the first one to face Nick Kuja.
Reading a .233 hitting team with runners in scoring position this year. With bases loaded. Kroon is 2 for 6 with runners in scoring position with a double and 8 RBI. Also has drawn 3 walks.
Madison Stokes, the runner, at third. Johan Rojas at second. Nick Podko at first. As Kroon steps in, and the first pitch hits him. So the Phils doing an awful lot of damage in this inning without a hit. Couple hit batters, couple of walks, an error, and now it's a 6-2 game.
Scores a run. That brings Casey Martin up to the plate. And, you talked about it. Kuja said, just got up to start throwing, so who knows how ready he was when he came in.
So now it's Casey Martin's turn. Martin 0 for 3 on the night. 3 for 11 now in the series. Still only 1 out in the inning. That's way outside for a ball. We've had 4 batters hit in this game so far, 2 each way. 1-0 pitch is over for a called strike. Kuzia, a 27-year-old right-hander, 6'4", 190 pounds. Originally from Seymour, Connecticut, so kind of a hometown team for him, playing for Hartford. 1 ball, 1 strike to Casey Martin. Pitch out on the outside corner for a called strike 2. Kuzia was originally signed by the San Diego Padres. This one served into center field. Restituyo coming in. He'll make the catch. Runner from third will tag. Johan Rojas will come across. Casey Martin with a sacrifice fly. The RBI, it's 6-2 running on top.
Talked about bat for Casey Martin. No doubter for Johan Rojas to tag. I don't know if Restituyo thought he was going to tag, as he kind of nonchalantly came up, then double clutched. He was charging in. If he knew Rojas was tagging, I think he would have had to throw home.
So the 4th RBI for Casey Martin, now in his 3rd game. That'll bring up Ethan Wilson as the Fightins have batted around here in the 7th. They put up a 4 spot. They lead it 7-2. Now it's runners at first and second and 2 down for Ethan Wilson, who's 2 for 3 on the night. And that one's low for a ball. Tapped towards the right side. Second baseman Blumgren will make the play to first in time, and that will do it for the Phils in the 7th. But they send 9 men to the plate. They put 4 runs across, and they did it all without a base hit. After 7 complete here in Baseball Town, it's now the Reading Fightin' Phils 7, the Hartford Yard Goats 2.
Nursing home neglect is a serious problem. If you or a loved one has suffered from bed sores obtained in a nursing home or a fall down in a nursing home resulting in a fracture, our friends at Swartz Culleton can help. Call the attorneys at Swartz Culleton for a free consultation. Their phone number is 1-800-JUSTICE. That's 1-800-587-8423. Once again, call 1-800-JUSTICE today. Swartz Culleton is a proud sponsor of the Reading Fightin' Phils.
Celebrate the history of our national pastime at the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown. See priceless treasures that'll bring your baseball memories to life. Connect with events that have shaped and changed the game and our country. Our stories to tell, your memories to share. Plan your visit today at baseballhall.org.
The Reading Fightin' Phils birthday package is the best way to celebrate a birthday. Whether you're a youngster or an adult, there's no better birthday than a Fightin' Phils birthday. The Fightin' Fan birthday package is customizable for fans of any age and starts at just $130. Base packages include 10 general admission tickets to a Fightin's home game, an autographed baseball, and a VIP reserved parking spot. Fans can also add a wide variety of experiences and options to make sure your favorite Fightin's fan's birthday is a grand slam.
So the Alvernia University Golden Wolves call to the bullpen will bring in the right-hander Andrew Schultz for the Fightins. Taking over for Christian Hernandez, who went 2 innings, gave up a hit, no runs, no walks, 2 strikeouts, did hit 2 batters. But again, they pitched a perfect 7th inning. And so now the bullpen will pass the baton. We talked about the offense passing the baton in that last inning for the Fightins. Now the bullpen will pass the baton to Andrew Schultz. He'll face Grant Levine, Braxton Fulford, and Zach Bean. And the first pitch fouled straight back in our direction, but denied by the overhang of the roof here over the main grandstand. The America's Classic Ballpark. Grant Levine 0 for 3 on the night with the hat trick. 3 strikeouts so far. And Schultz gets ahead, no balls and a strike. And the breaking ball is also over for a called strike 2. Schultz, 25-year-old, originally from Alpharetta, Georgia, played his college baseball for the University of Tennessee. No balls and 2 strikes to Levine, and he stays alive. Just fouled it off at the end of the bat.
So Schultz, who has a higher 7.91 ERA this year, but a lot of that can be attested to back-to-back 4-run outings. Last coming on May the 9th, but since then, 8 games, a .90 ERA for Andrew Schultz.
0-2 pitch, swing, and again Levine stays alive with a foul ball straight back on the 96-mile-an-hour fastball.
It's another one of those guys where the ERA does not in any sense tell the full story about how dominant he's been right now.
Phillies drafted Schultz, as I said, out of the University of Tennessee, 6th-round draft pick back in 2019. 0-2 pitch. Fouls another one back and to the fence goes Cody Roberts and looks up, and it lands about 7 or 8 rows directly behind home plate. And the scramble for the loose baseball ensues. Picked up by a young girl. First row of bleachers. Proudly displays her new trophy. It remains no balls and 2 strikes to Grant Levine. Just misses inside. 2 runs on 5 hits, 2 errors so far for the Goats. 7 runs on 11 hits, no errors for the Fightins. This one fisted into center field. Johan Rojas will have no trouble getting there and squeezing it for out number 1. We were talking about Reading's video coordinator, Michael Factor, and he's got cameras all over the place, and you can talk to him forever. He's got all kinds of fascinating numbers. But I asked him, we were talking about that series last against Binghamton, that Johan Rojas made that great catch in center field. I said, do you have any measurables that measure how far Johan Rojas ran to make that catch as Braxton Fulton now bats? Braxton Fulford, excuse me. He said, no, but you would be surprised how many people above me in the Philadelphia organization asked me that same question. So they noticed how far he ran. They wanted to know exactly how far it was that Johan Rojas tracked down that ball in left center field. It was a huge catch at the time, and it helped the Phils win that game. He ran a long way to the left center field fence to take extra base hits away from Matt Rudick.
I think there's a guess. You probably got to think close to 100 feet, probably a catch probability of less than 15%, and probably an expected batting average of probably north of 800.
Yeah, it would have been a bases clearing at least double for Rudick at the time. So it's no balls and 2 strikes now to Fulford. And Schultz again with the heat, 97 on the radar gun, and Fulford stays alive, fouling it straight back. Fulford 0 for 1 on the night. Make it 1 for 2 as he lines one down to third base line, and that's going to reach the wall. And Fulford will roll into second base with yet another extra base hit in this game. A 1-out double. They'll bring up Zach Veen to the plate.
Yeah, double there for Fulford, but it's one of those, look, you're up by 5. Don't change your approach here if you're Andrew Schultz at all.
4th extra base hit for the Yard Goats in their 6 hits. A home run by Goodman. Back-to-back doubles by Colin Simpson and Christopher Navarro in the second off of Mick Abel to get their 2 runs so far on the board. Now a double for Fulford, the second since he was called up. And that will bring Bean to the plate, who's 1 for 3 on the night. Single his last time up, bounced one off and the glove of Nick Podkill at first base. Podkill was up covering the bag because there was a runner on first, and it just deflected off of his glove on the reach. First pitch from Schultz is a ball. Takes a look back at Fulford at second, comes with his delivery, and again misses outside, and it's 2-0.
Little nugget, today Rob Thompson won his 100th game as the Phillies manager. He is the 56th manager in Phillies history, and of those 56, tied the 6th fewest needed to reach 100 wins, did it in 180 games.
I was gonna say it's just only a calendar year and change since he got the job. 2-0 pitch is through the wickets for Cody Roberts. Is going to go all the way to the backstop. So that will allow Fulford to move up. The pitch was low, so now it's 3-0.
Thompson's the fastest to do it since Pat Corrales did it in 1983.
Wow. And then Pat Corrales lost his job. Paul Owens ended up taking over for the Phils in the 83 season, coming down from the general manager's position.
Then went to the World Series.
And they went to the World Series.
Lost to Baltimore.
And Cal Ripken.
Pretty good player.
Yeah. Played a little while. 3-0 now to Zach Veen. And takes all the way and takes ball 4.
Played a little while in a row, too.
Yep. So Veen, a base runner for the second straight time. 2 on now for the Yard Goats. On the corners and 1 out for Brett Boswell. Boswell 0 for 3 on the night. He hit into a big double play at the time back in the 6th inning. Got Christian Hernandez out of a jam at that spot. He eventually got himself out of any trouble and then pitched a clean 7th. Andrew Schultz in for the 8th. And he's got 2 on and 1 out for Boswell.
Brandon Zarbniski will get up and start throwing for the Fightin' Phils. Also Mitch Kilkenny warming up in the Hartford bullpen.
First pitch to Boswell there for a called strike. 7-2, Fightin's on top half of the 8th. Winner of this game takes the lead in the series. Reading won game 1, 14-2. Hartford won last night, 7-2 in 10 innings. Back at it tomorrow night, again with a 7 o'clock first pitch. Tompkins Plaza opens up at 5. 0-1 pitch. Ripped into right field, going back, fair or foul, and foul and into the pool deck. The only question was which side of the foul pole it would land on, and it landed on the good side, if you remember the Reading Fightin' Phils.
Yeah, you'll take that. Ball was hit very high, very far, but fortunate for the R Phils, it's just a long strike.
So it's now 0-2 to Boswell. Way up and in, spins him off the plate, makes it a 1-2 count. Veen looks like he's ready to take off and does from first. Roberts will throw down, and now the runner Fulford will come home, but they throw out Zach Veen at second base. So the Phils will take that. They'll surrender the run and take the out as Zach Veen, only the second time this year he's been caught stealing.
And a strike from Cody Roberts. I think that's the right decision. Up by 5. Yes, now it's one swing in the back. Could technically tie the game. But no, it's a situation you take the out that you can get. 8th runner that Roberts has thrown out stealing this year in 31 attempts against.
So now the bases are empty and 2 down in a 7-3 ball game. And it's 2-2 to Boswell. Bounces that one up there. Kind of overthrew the breaking ball a little bit, bounced it up there, so it's now 3-2. Now the Phils will take that exchange. You get a 5-run lead, you'll give up a run to take the out and clear the bases.
Without a doubt.
So now it's 3-2 to Boswell. Misses up and in, ball 4. 2 straight walks now surrendered by Andrew Schultz. And that'll bring up Jack Blumgren. Blumgren 1 for 3 in the night, doubled back in the 4th inning. Actually 1 for 2, he was also hit by a pitch. And Schultz misses. Actually, he called that a strike on the outside corner, so it's no balls and a strike to Blumgren. That one misses up and in. Now it's 1-1. Try to check his swing, doesn't matter. It's a called strike 2. So now 1 ball and 2 strikes to the 7-hole hitter in the Yard Goat lineup, Jack Blumgren. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that'll do it for Hartford here in the 8th. First strikeout for Andrew Schultz, but it's the final out of the 8th inning. They do get a run. They do it on 1 hit, and they leave 1. We'll head to the bottom half of the 8th, and the Reading Fightins maintain their lead over Hartford. It's now Fightin 7, the Goats 3.
Baseball fans, introducing Bally Live, the only app where minor league baseball fans can score major rewards. When you stream your favorite teams live, you'll score rewards. When you chat with friends during a watch party, you'll score rewards. And when you test your skills at trivia, you'll score rewards. Being a fan of minor leagues has never been so rewarding. So what are you waiting for? Download Bally Live for free from the app or Play Store and start scoring rewards today.
Berks Immunization Coalition works to provide leadership and education in promoting age-appropriate immunization across the lifespan for all residents of Berks County. This is a coalition comprised of local physicians, nurse practitioners, school nurses, immunization coordinators, immunization advocates, and pharmaceutical representatives working to encourage continuity of immunization through medical resources. They focus on educating both the community and the providers. For more information, please visit www.immunizeba.org and click Local Coalitions.
Baseball Town Charities is a nonprofit 501c3 charitable organization founded to keep baseball alive in Reading. Youngsters can benefit from the many life lessons the game can offer. Baseball Town Charities currently supports kids and adults with mental and physical disabilities through the Baseball Dream League. Baseball Town Charities also supports inner-city baseball development through the Rip It for Life program, which provides growth both on and off the baseball field. For more information, please visit baseballtown.org.
To the bottom half of the 8th we go. The Phillies lead it 7-3. And McCarthy Tatum, who will let off last inning when the Phillies scored 4 runs, will lead off the 8th as well. Tatum on base twice tonight, doubled and hit by a pitch. That's what started that rally last inning for the Phillies. Again, they scored 4 runs without the benefit of a hit. Tatum lifts this one into right field, shallow right. And eventually the second baseman, Blumgren, made the call, but he dropped the baseball, and it's going to be in fair territory. McCarthy Tatum will slide into second. We'll see how they rule it. Blumgren called everybody off. The ball hit his glove, and he dropped it. So McCarthy Tatum again, a leadoff base runner for the Phils. That will be an error on Blumgren.
Third of the night.
Yep, third error of the night for the Goats. The Phils taking advantage of some control issues and some defensive issues for Hartford over the last inning, and change now as Cody Roberts bats. He walked and scored in that last inning. Also has a double on the night, 1 for 2 officially. First pitch to him is over for a called strike. The new pitcher for the Yard Goats is Mitch Kilkenny. And this one back through the middle to Blumgren. He'll make the play to first in time. McCarthy Tatum alertly moves up to third base with 1 out.
Yeah, I mean, good situational hitting there by Cody Roberts. Hits behind the runner, moves in the third.
To the top of the order at Madison Stokes. He's been on base 3 times tonight. He scored a couple of runs. Double, single, safe on an error as well. Kilkenny, the 26-year-old right-hander. Lined into right field for a base hit. Madison Stokes will plate another. McCarthy Tatum will come across with run number 8. Second RBI of the night for Madison Stokes and his 3rd hit of the night.
Well, just what we talked about pregame with Tyler Henson, we talked about during the game tonight. Reading got up 3-2. Have to add insurance runs late, and they've done a good job doing that.
So they counter the run scored by Hartford at the top of the 8th with 1 of their own here in the bottom of the 8th. Extend that lead now to 8-3 as Carlos De La Cruz will bat. De La Cruz 1 for 4 on the night with a RBI triple back in the first. Madison Stokes went 0 for 3 in Tuesday night's opening game. Had the night off last night. He's come back into the lineup, and he has come out big tonight. 3 hits, on base 4 times. Here's De La Cruz lining one to right. Zach Veen backs up. He'll make the catch. Stokes has to hustle back to first base as Veen fires it into first on a hop. And Stokes is safe back at first base. Out number 2 recorded.
Yeah, De La Cruz hit it hard. Right. I know he retired. Retired now in his last 4, but like we said, had that triple in the first. Extended his on-base streak to 30 games.
So that'll bring up Johan Rojas on base twice tonight. Double and a walk, scored 2 runs, also has driven in a run. Madison Stokes, the runner at first now with 2 down. Kilkenny's first pitch to Rojas is low for a ball. So again, just to finish the line at this point for Stokes, on base 4 times, 3 hits, scored 2 runs, and has driven in 2 runs. Great productivity at a leadoff spot. Rojas now in a 1-0 count. Up and in, ball 2. Braden Zarbniski appears to be loose in the Fightin's bullpen. It would appear it'll be his call for the 9th. Two 2-0 to Johan Rojas. Way up and in, and almost hit him again. Again, right now the hit by pitch column is tied at 2. That's over in the outside corner for a called strike. 93 on the pitch from Kilkenny. Right-hander originally from Houston, Texas. Played his college baseball at Texas A&M. Drafted by the Rockies in 2018. And again, way up high and in, and that's ball 4. Johan Rojas on base for the 3rd straight time in this game. 2 on now and 2 out for Nick Podko.
Excellent at-bat by Johan Rojas. Another thing we talked about with Henson pregame was, the big thing with Rojas, they said just consistently having a good approach to the plate, not trying to, crush the ball every time, understanding it's okay to take walks, have singles. And that's what he's done here tonight.
This is the 12th appearance of the season for Kilkenny. 19 1/3 innings pitched, 16 strikeouts, and 6 walks. As Podkill takes one outside for a ball. Nick with a couple RBIs in the night, a single and an RBI in the 6th, and walked with the bases loaded in the 7th. And that one's up high. Now it's 2-0. Eight runs on 12 hits right now for the Fightins. And that one catches the outside corner. Now it's 2-1. I don't think Podkill would agree.
Yeah, I think he might be right, Nick Podkill, and not agreeing.
Big swing there and no contact. Podkill now on a 2 balls and 2 strike count. Kenny was a starter last year for Hartford, made 24 starts for the Yard Goats a year ago. That one's up high, and it's 3-2. In 24 starts, he gave up 23 home runs for Hartford. Three balls and 2 strikes, runners take off, and that's outside ball 4. Podkill works another walk. Now the Fightins have it loaded again.
Chance here for Matthew Kroon to really try and put an exclamation point on the night. Blaine Beatty's going to make his way out to the plate.
We're in a path on that grass on the third base side. Dirk Douglas is going to have a word with Brett Beatty, saying, hey, you're killing my grass. Last time Matthew Kroon was up with the bases loaded, he got hit and drove in a run. Another solid night tonight for Matthew Kroon. 2 for 2. And an RBI when that hit got by getting hit by that pitch. So Kroon, the leader in the batting average column for the Fightins coming into tonight's game, and 2 more hits to go along with it. That batting average now well up and over 310. Among the Eastern League leaders at that. Phil's actually had 3 players in the Eastern League in top 10 in batting average. Kroon, Rojas, and De La Cruz. Bases loaded, 2 down. Here's the pitch to Matthew Kroon. Swings at the first pitch and fouls it out of play. And does the same with the second pitch as he fouls it straight back against the backstop. Outfield plays Podkill very deep in left and center, kind of shallow for Zach Bean in right field. And it hit him again. Kilkenny's going to argue that it hit the bat, but Matthew Kroon, he must be right because the runners haven't moved up. Matthew Kroon is shaken up. According to him, it hit his hand.
And Steve Torregrossa, the lead athletic trainer for the Fightin' Phils, is going to come out. Well, got a piece of his hand somehow. Got to think the home plate umpire, I guess, Paul Romer saying it hit the bat and the hand at the same time.
I mean, it is possible to do both. But all 3 runners are still positioned at their original base, which means that Matthew Kroon's going to have to stay at the plate, but not before Tyler Henson's going to have a conversation. Which probably starts with, do you see how much pain my guy's in? How can it be a foul ball?
Yeah, doesn't look too happy unless there's a substitution at play here.
That's the next question, whether or not Kroon can stay in the game or not.
No lineup cards are out, so it looks like Kroon will stay in the game. He's a tough guy.
Yeah,
After what he went through the last year and how well he's playing, I mean, so much respect for a guy like Matthew Kroon.
Yeah, tore his ACL last year in the second game of the season, and obviously the recovery process has been in it, but he has worked hard to get back, and he's having himself a great season. So now he's in a no ball and 2 strike count. And fouls another one back. Now the question was how that felt on his hands when he fouled that pitch back.
It's going to stink.
Yeah.
There's going to be a bruise. The hand will be
feel like you
bruised
stuck your
tomorrow.
hand in a hornet's nest is what it's going to feel like. Bases are loaded, 2 down. And he'll foul another one out. Phils with 1 run in the inning. Looking to add a little bit more insurance for the ninth. Just reaches out and taps one foul, stays alive. Just looking down my box score here, Jake. 7 guys in the Phils lineup have RBIs tonight. Out of their 8 runs, 7 different players have RBIs.
Hey, look, we know this team can hit. Never has been a question about that.
Swing and a miss, strike 3 as Kroon chased one out of the strike zone, and that'll do it for the Phils here in the 8th. But they do add one on. They do it on just 1 hit, and there was an error as well. Well, head to the 9th. It's winning time for the Phils. They need 3 outs. They lead at 8-3.
White Star Tours and Travel Centers offers the Our Phils fan road trip again this season. It's your chance to hit the road with other Our Phils fans, see an Our Phils road game, meet with an Our Phils player, and also see an Iron Pigs and Phillies road game. The White Star Our Phils road trip visits Altoona, Toledo, and Cleveland from Thursday, July 20th until Sunday, July 23rd. See the Our Phils in Altoona Thursday, meet with an Our Phils player or coach, then head to Toledo Friday and Cleveland Saturday to see many former Fightins in action. The trip heads back to Reading on Sunday. Visit the customer service booth for more info on the White Star Our Phils fan road trip to Altoona, Toledo, and Cleveland. Space is very limited, so sign up today.
You can add a delicious all-you-can-eat buffet to any Reading Fightin' Phil's game ticket for only $21. This selection includes barbecue chicken sandwiches, cheeseburgers, hamburgers, hot dogs, corn, pasta salad, baked beans, potato salad, chips, cookies, and so much more. Drinks feature all Pepsi products. Call the Fightins at 610-370-BALL. Order online at rphillies.com or visit the Customers Bank ticket office at FirstEnergy Stadium.
So we head to the ninth. The Fightin' Phils need 3 outs to get win number 2 in this series, which is right now at the halfway part. And the Alvernia University Golden Wolves called. The bullpen will bring in Braden Zarbniski. Zarbniski, the right-hander, making his 20th appearance for the Fightins. That is highest for Reading. 2-1 overall with a 3.91 earned run average. 25 and a third innings pitched, 29 strikeouts, 11 walks. And he will face Colin Simpson leading off for Hartford here in the ninth. Simpson 1 for 2 on the night, doubled and scored, walked and struck out in his 3 plate appearances. It'll be Simpson followed by Christopher Navarro and the top of the order in Vladimir Restituyo. And the 1-0 pitch to Simpson is just a bit low, and it's 2-0. Matthew Kroon did stay in the game after that encounter, shall we say, in the last inning, whether the ball hit the bat or the hand, but Matthew Kroon was shaken up on the play. He stays out there playing third base. And now he misses with a 3rd straight pitch, so Zarbniski misses 3 straight out of the strike zone against Colin Simpson. The 3-0 pitch. Right there, the old get-me-over fastball is there for a strike. So Zarbniski, the 4th pitcher of the night for the Fightins. Again, Mick Abel went 5, Christian Hernandez 2, Andrew Schultz pitched the 8th. Zarbniski in now to pitch the 9th, and Simpson pops one foul and out of play over the third base dugout. Misses up high for a ball, and so he is a leadoff base runner. Jimmy G's Railroad House Sports Bar and Restaurant in Sinking Springs, a family-friendly neighborhood sports bar and award-winning restaurant serving the Berks County area for many years. You can catch a game on the 26 different high-definition televisions. Come try the delicious food and drink menu. Come relax and enjoy an evening at the Railroad House, immediately located at 152 Woodrow Avenue in Sinking Spring. Jimmy G's Railroad House is a proud Fightin' Phil's team feed partner. Christopher Navarro bats. He's 1 for 3 with an RBI double on the night. First pitch from Zarbniski is a ball, and this second one is lined into left field for a base hit. So Navarro with his 2nd hit of the night. The Yard Goats are not going to go away quietly. First 2 men on here in the ninth. Nobody out, and the top of the order and Vladimir Restituyo to the plate. Nothing's ever easy, especially for the Fightins here in 2023. Restituyo 0 for 4 on the night. That one's outside for a ball. Restituyo now 2 for 13 in the series. He did a lot of damage with those 2 hits last night. Second pitch is over for a called strike. Has been the leadoff man for the Yard Goats for almost the entire season, or almost every game in the season. They dropped him to the 7-hole last night, and it apparently ticked him off. He had a home run and broke up the no-hitter, and a big single in the 10th inning, the 5-run 10th inning for the Yard Goats when they broke it open last night. Swing and a miss here at a curveball, and it's 1-2. Phils have had success getting him to chase curveballs in the dirt. See if they try to do the same here. 1-2 to him right now. And it goes right past Cody Roberts and all the way to the backstop. So the wild pitch will allow both runners to move up. Second to third base for Simpson, to second base for Navarro. Count is now 2-2 to Restituyo. Fouls one away, stays alive. Zarmniski making his first appearance since the previous series against Binghamton, where he had a clean inning. Actually pitched twice in that Binghamton series. Another one fouled straight back by Restituyo. Restituyo, just 21 years of age, has wrestled that center field job away for the Yard Goats on this season. 2-2 pitch, beats one foul and stays alive. Again, Zach Bean is a highly regarded prospect, and based on his speed and athleticism, it kind of was assumed that Bean would eventually be a center fielder, but Restituyo has laid claim for that, and they have used Zach Bean as a corner outfielder instead. 2 balls and 2 strikes to him. And beats another one foul. Both are the same age, Bean and Restituyo, at 21 years of age. Last year at Spokane, Restituyo hit 280. He was at 278 when this game began for Hartford. Lifts this one into shallow left. Martin back, Wilson in. The left fielder Wilson will make the catch, and everybody has to stay put. So there's one big out in the ninth. On the shallow fly ball to left field, Ethan Wilson taking command. And that will bring Hunter Goodman to the plate. Goodman 1 for 4 on the night with the solo home run back in the first inning. Again, the man who leads the Eastern League in home runs and RBIs. It is a 5-run game. Maybe if the game were closer, you would put Goodman on. But no real reason to do that now in a 5-run game. So they'll go after Goodman. Up and in for a ball. Drives this one into shallow center field. Again, Martin goes back, and this time the shortstop will make the call and the catch, and everybody stays put. So a couple big outs there for Zarmniski on back-to-back shallow fly balls. One grabbed by Ethan Wilson, the other one grabbed by the shortstop Casey Martin. And that will bring Grant Levine to the plate. Levine 0 for 4 on the night. 3 strikeouts and a fly ball to center field. So Hartford down to its final out. With 2 on and a 5-run Reading lead. Curveball and a good one to start Levine. It gets ahead, no balls and a strike. Levine beats one foul and into the Phil's dugout. Somebody caught it cleanly. Whoever it is being abused right now by his teammates. Philadelphia Phillies won their game today in Arizona, took 3 out of 4 against the Diamondbacks on the road. Phils will now head to Oakland for a 3-game series on the weekend. Now Levine will call timeout. A couple of former Reading Fightin Phils coming up big for the Phils in their 5-4 win against the Diamondbacks. Bryson Stott with a home run. Alec Boehm with an RBI double. Swing and a miss, and that will do it as Zarmniski will strike out Grant Levine for the 3rd and final out. And the Phils will take home the victory in Game 3 of the series by a final score of 8-3. For Hartford in the ninth, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 left. And the final score, the Reading Fightin' Phils 8, Hartford Yard Goats 3. We'll take a timeout. Back with our postgame show on the Reading Fightin' Phils Radio Network right after this. Unlike any other area in FirstEnergy Stadium, the Savage 61 Dugout Suite puts you in the closest seat to the action on the field. Located just a few feet from the diamond on the first base side with covered seating, abilities in motion accessible seating, and the most unique view around. Your group will thank you over and over again for this one-of-a-kind experience. Tickets for the Dugout Suite start at $27 and include options to add food and drink packages. The ProMax Fence Systems Foul Porch is an exclusive group experience. Located in our left field corner, groups of 20 to 30 people are treated to 2.5 hours of all-you-can-eat buffet and drinks. In a festive atmosphere with a bird's-eye view of the visiting bullpen, regular season tickets are $34 for groups of 20 or more. Call us today at 610-370-BALL to reserve a spot for your group.
The Penn State Health St. Joseph's 67 Club is the original hospitality area at FirstEnergy Stadium. Conveniently located along the third base side, the 67 Club gives you a front row seat to all the action at the hot corner. The area is safely protected from line drives with a large see-through net. Starting at $34, groups of 20 or more can enjoy a 2.5-hour all-you-can-eat buffet. Children 4 and under are free. Visit rphils.com or call us at 610-370-BALL to reserve your group outing today.
Welcome to the postgame show with the Reading Fightin' Phils with the win over the Hartford Yard Goats by a final score of 8-3. Fireworks coming the way here for the fans here at FirstEnergy Stadium. If you want to be a part of the fan base that watches fireworks, we got plenty of chances over the course of the next 2 nights. As the Fightins will take on the Yard Goats for the remainder of this series that will take us right up and through Father's Day on Sunday. Tomorrow night, Fightins and the Yard Goats go at 7. Tompkins Plaza opens up at 5 o'clock. And we'll have fireworks after the game on Friday night. Saturday night, couple of things worth noting. In addition to the Phils and the Yard Goats going at 6:45 on Saturday night, prior to the game, it'll be a tribute to Penn State football. Former outstanding Berks County football players and now Penn State football players Nick Singleton, Joey Schlaffer, Javen Williams will be in attendance. Mifflin, Nick Singleton, of course, from Governor Mifflin, Joey Schlaffer from Exeter, Javen Williams from Wyomissing. All will be in attendance. Schlaffer and Williams will be signing autographs and taking pictures. Nick Singleton will be posing for pictures with the fans. So come on out and say hello and congratulate them on what they've done so far, and we'll be looking to do for Penn State in the fall. And then stick around, watch the Phils and the Yard Goats go after one another at 6:45, and then afterwards it's Mega Blast fireworks. And then Sunday it is Father's Day. Bring Dad out to the ball game on his day. Let him enjoy the game, and the Phils will give him a hat, as in a bucket hat for all men in attendance in Sunday's game. Tickets are available at 610-370-BALL, or you can order online at rphils.com. It says it all, the R-Phils, affordable, fun family entertainment. That's what we had tonight as the Fightin' Phils with the win over the Hartford Yard Goats by a final score of 8-3. And it started early in this one as Mick Abel got the start for the Fightins and Joe Rock gets the start for Hartford. A couple of young top prospects in the Phillies and Colorado Rockies organizations, respectively. Hunter Goodman got to Abel early. The second batter of the game drives a home run over the Enersys Power Alley Pub. And the 18th home run of the season for Hunter Goodman put the Yard Goats on top 1-0. But the Phils came right back in their half of the first. Madison Stokes, the leadoff man, grounded one down the third base line for a double. And then Carlos De La Cruz followed by slapping one down the first base line for a triple. Stokes scored to tie it up. Carlos De La Cruz then comes home on a ground out by Johan Rojas, and the Phils led it 2-1 after one. Hartford came back with some more extra base hits in the second. Back-to-back doubles by Colin Simpson and Christopher Navarro, and we were tied at 2. It stayed that way until the bottom of the 6th, where the Phils added on, and it started with a leadoff double by Johan Rojas. And Rojas was taking off on the pitch to Nick Podkul to steal third base, but Podkul drove it into left center field for the base hit. Rojas scored to make it a 3-2 game in favor of the Phils. And one of the things we've been talking about with this Reading team, that they've been so good at scoring runs, trying to come from behind, but they haven't added on a whole lot. As in, it's 2-2, make it 3-2. It's 3-2, make it 4 and 5-2. Well, they did that in a big-time way in the 7th inning. They scored 4 runs. Are you ready for this? Without the benefit of a base hit. It all started with a hit by pitch to McCarthy Tatum. He ended up trying to steal second base on a delay steal. The throw from the catcher, Braxton Fulford, rolled into center field. McCarthy Tatum picked himself up and ran to third. So it was a stolen base and then an error on the catcher. Cody Roberts then walked. Madison Stokes hit a ground ball to shortstop Navarro, who was kind of in between whether he wanted to try to go home or try to get a double play. Didn't matter. He booted the ground ball. Tatum scored. Stokes gets an RBI on it, and he was safe at first. Now first and second and 1 out. Carlos De La Cruz flies out. Johan Rojas walks to load the bases. Then Nick Podkul comes to the plate. He walks, drives in a run, and keeps the bases loaded. Then Matthew Kroon follows. He got hit by a pitch, which brought in another run, an RBI for Matthew Kroon. And then Casey Martin with a sacrifice fly to drive in yet another run. Ethan Wilson made the final out in the inning as the Phils batted around, put 4 runs across without a hit. There were a couple errors in the inning, an obvious couple of walks and a hit by batter, 2 hit by batters, and it all ended up in a 4-run inning for the Fightins. The Yard Goats came back with a run in the 8th as Braxton Fuller got a double and eventually came around to score on a double steal attempt. Zach Veen walked to put runners at first and third, and then Veen took off for second base. They threw him out at second, but Fulford came across on the double steal to make it a 7-2 game. A 7-3 game, excuse me, and the Phils got one back again in the 8th, and again it was some defensive miscues as McCarthy Tatum hit a pop-up down the first baseline that Jack Blumgren, the second baseman, dropped. Tatum was safe at second, and then eventually came around and scored on a base hit and an RBI by Madison Stokes to make it an 8-3 game. And then Braden Zarniski got himself in a little bit of a dicey situation early on in the 9th inning, walked the first man, gave up a single to Christopher Navarro, got 2 on and 2 out, but then a lazy fly ball to left, a pop-up in the infield, and a strikeout, and that did it for the Yard Goats in the 9th. And so the Phils hang on and win the game, and they take the lead now in the series, 2-1. Hartford and Reading will go right back at it, as I said, tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. Reading on the night, 8 runs on 12 hits, no errors. They left 9. Hartford, 3 runs on 7 hits. They committed 3 errors, and they also left 9. Christian Hernandez gets the win. He's now 3-0. Joe Rock gets a loss. He's 0-3 again. Mick Abel started tonight and pitched well. 5 innings, 4 hits, gave up 2 runs, 2 walks, and 7 strikeouts. He threw 90 pitches, and so his night was done after those 90 pitches and 5 innings. Christian Hernandez pitched 2 innings, got himself in a little bit of trouble in his first, which was obviously the 6th, but he got out of that with a big double play ball and eventually struck out Colin Simpson to get out of any further trouble, and then pitched a 1-2-3 7th inning. Andrew Schultz pitched the 8th and gave up a run because of that double and then on that caught stealing, so he got out of any further damage in that inning. And then again, Zarniski pitched the 9th, got himself in a little bit of trouble early, but got out of it 1-2-3 to allow no runs on the night. So again, the win goes to Christian Hernandez. He's 3-0. Joe Rock absorbs a loss. He is 0-3. Pitching matchup for tomorrow night in Game 4 on a Fiesta Friday night here at the ballpark. And the Phils will be Los Luchadores tomorrow night, and it'll be Griff McGarry who gets the start tomorrow night against Chris McMahon. Chris McMahon, a local product. He's actually originally from Westchester, so he'll no doubt have some friends and family in the stands tomorrow night as well. And Griff McGarry, one of the top prospects of the Phillies organization, of course, also. and he will get the start for the Phils. Again, 7 o'clock tomorrow night, 6:45 on Saturday night, and then Sunday's finale, Father's Day, is at 5:15. Time of the game tonight, 2 hours and 45 minutes. Our attendance, thanks to PSECU tonight. Baseball here in Baseball Town. PSECU is proud to be one of the largest credit unions in Pennsylvania. So 2 hours and 45 minutes, and the Phils win the ball game by a final score of 8-3. Hartford falls to 25-34. Reading now goes to 23-36 on the season. So there's now 2 games separating these two in the Eastern League Northeast Division standing. So that will do it for our broadcast tonight. Thanks to acting manager and hitting coach Tyler Henson for joining us in our pregame show tonight. We'll be back out on Tompkins Plaza tomorrow night for our pregame show. Again, first pitch is at 7 o'clock. The Tompkins Plaza opens up at 5 o'clock. Jake Starr and yours truly will be out there on the plaza with our pregame show at some point in time. Stop by and say hello on your way into the ballpark. Again, that will do it for our broadcast tonight. The Phils with the win, and they win it by a final score of 8-3. They now lead the series over the Hartford Yard Goats 2-1. For my colleague in the broadcast booth, Jake Starr, my name is Bob McCool. As always, thanks for listening to Reading Fightin' Phils Radio here on our radio network and watching as well on MILB TV. That will do it for our broadcast. We hope you'll join us tomorrow night. Better yet, we'd love to see you at the ballpark. Thanks, as always, for listening, everyone. Have yourselves a great evening. We'll see you and talk to you tomorrow night right back here at FirstEnergy Stadium. Good night, everyone.